Sports lovers experience in the South's premier destination. We've got everything you need to keep you in the game, making those W's that much more exciting and the upsets just a little more tolerable. Serving award-winning food, a large selection of drafts, plus happy hour and midweek specials. We'll treat you like royalty in the king of sportsbooks. BetMGM Book Bar and Grill, only at Beau Rivage.
We want to do everything as violent as possible. Rawr. Well, I'll be a son of a bitch. Come on now. Shit. What the fuck? Backflip. What if Backflip's just like, fuck this, man. Fuck you, Superman. Fuck you, Flash, you weird little fuck. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Sorry, I am struggling to get the stream up right now. If you are in here, can y'all hear the commercials? Can you hear me? I don't know. I don't remember. But we are live. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Brandon Dixon, morning from South Carolina. Musso plus Danny equals the dynamic duo. Who is Robin? Kenny says, what's up, gang? What up? Okay, cool. I can hear myself, and I cannot hear y'all. That's great. Let's go ahead and share this thing. If you want to hit the like button as well, that's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to Ronte Jones. Got me fired up. Other thoughts that are banging through my head this morning. How do you replace Jeff Bezos?
HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, 7 a.m. on February the 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 63. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, ESPN's Booger McFarland joins the show at 7:30. LSU digital media reporter Cody Worsham stops by at 8 a.m. We have the latest edition of Would You Rather Wednesday at 8:15. Brody Miller from The Athletic will join the show at 8:30, and Joe Barksdale stops by at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel and interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. Make sure you get subscribed to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. Set your notifications. New content is posted there daily. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome into this Wednesday edition of OTB. T-Bob Musso and Danny hanging out with you today. It is Wednesday, which means by work's end, it'll be Thursday, which means it is basically the weekend. So let's kick things off with some positive attitudes today. I'm feeling good today, not least of which is because we have a great show planned for you. Can't wait for all the different guests we got coming up today. I told Booger McFarland I want his fanhood to fully fly today. No more I'm unbiased, no more objective BS. It's time for the former Super Bowl winning Tampa Bay Buck to cheer for the Bucks to win another Super Bowl. Cody Worsham going to break down the long odds chance going to Tuscaloosa. Brody Miller, you catch on the Hold That podcast with me talking LSU, and my God, I am so hyped this morning, and so much of it is because of Durante Jones. I want to be as metaphorically violent as possible in everything that we do today. So that's the attitude that we're bringing to today's show. And look, if you're a nerd and you want a real treat, at the very end of the show at 9:30, talking to Joe Barksdale is going to be a ton of fun. For those that don't know, Joe is a former LSU great, 8-year NFL vet, a man who I once watched squat 705 pounds. Saw him split jerk 475. You would have thought when he was doing that squat that the bar was going to snap. And yet, like myself, he's a bit of a nerd. Said no football talk. But you know what he did just do? He became a musician, and he just booked a gig with the NFL at the Super Bowl. So we'll talk to Joe about booking that gig, about music, about Star Wars. It's going to be a ton of fun. But first, this hour, we're going to break down this Durante Jones sound coming up next. Let's dive in to some headlines brought to you by Barbecue Guys.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. They're your one-stop shop for everything outdoor kitchens and living. Barbecue Guys, helping America host better barbecues since 1998.
If you're watching online, youtube.com/1045ESPN, go ahead and hit that like button, share it if you could be so kind. That's awesome. It helps us out. In headlines, we'll start with the New Orleans Saints as they added to their coaching staff former Seattle Seahawks defensive coordinator, former Cowboys defensive play caller. Chris Richard has been added to the Saints as a secondary coach. This is a big hire. Chris Richard, very talented individual. Someone who was not given a DC job last year, felt a bit miffed by it, decided to sit out a year and waited until he would get that opportunity. It did not arise again, unfortunately, but he now replaces Aaron Glenn as the New Orleans Saints secondary coach. Of course, Glenn has gone on to Detroit with Dan Campbell to be their DC. I know that he didn't get that DC opportunity that he wanted this season, but I do think he's deserving of it. I think the Saints got big value here. And depending on whatever happens with Dennis Allen down the road, Chris Richard may end up being your DC long term. We're going to talk to Ross Jackson about this hire tomorrow and how he feels about it. Looking forward to that. But yeah, I think this is Sean Payton's going to have a lot of interesting hires to make, right? A lot of departures. Let's see who he replaces him with. Chris Richard replacing Aaron Glenn. I give that move 2 thumbs up. I think it's damn strong. Speaking of damn strong, the reaction was pretty damn strong yesterday as EA Sports announced that NCAA football is back. That's right. Now, they called it college football. So then you become a bit worried, like, okay, well, what does that mean? You're going to have the licenses. What we know now, and first off, let's say this. This is 2 to 3 years away. Okay, so this is not around the corner. But we will talk about it later because we have a resident NCAA head in this studio. As the only game that Matthew Musso still plays, the only video game is NCAA 14. Danny, I know that you bought it during the pandemic for around like $80 or something, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of bummed that it didn't get delayed even further. 'Cause I wanted to sell it for like on 120 or something like that.
Yeah, the billionaire hedge fund bros, leaving no small market untapped, have now crashed your NCAA pricing with this announcement. Maybe not yet. You got a little time yet. But anyway, 2 to 3 years away. Reportedly, though, it will involve, it said, over 100 licensed schools. So you got to imagine that all the big schools, all the big conferences are going to be there. The interesting thing is going to be, do you have the players likeness, right? You're not going to have their number probably. You're not going to have their name definitely, unless we'll talk about it. Maybe that's not as black and white as I think it is. But like, do you make the ratings of the LSU football team representative of the LSU football team? It's an interesting conversation. We'll get to it later, but NCAA fans rejoice. Your favorite game is back. Speaking of being back, how about it, boys? The 2020 Olympics back in action. You probably didn't even remember they got canceled, did you? Well, guess what? They did. Only now they're taking place no matter what in 2021. That's right. In the news cycle yesterday, Tokyo says that no matter the pandemic situation, the Olympics will take place this summer. Quote, we should pass on the discussion of whether we will hold the games or not, but instead discuss how we should hold it. Very excited. Let's get into our top 5 favorite Olympic summer sports later in the show, as well as the top 5 most random summer Olympic sports. Did y'all know that breakdancing is an Olympic sport? You can win a gold medal for breakdancing for your country. How about that, dude? The Olympic sport rabbit hole goes way deeper than you may realize, and we'll start to dip our toe in those Alice in Sportsterland waters a bit later on in the program. How about LSU football yesterday? A few press conferences for the new hires. Durante Jones, Blake Baker, and Andre Carter speaking to the media. No disrespect to Baker and Carter. They were fine. But Durante Jones stole the show. This entire process. And coaches have been saying they want somebody with presence. They want somebody that can connect with these players. Well, if you listen to Durante Jones yesterday, I don't know how you could come away not fired up. The biggest crime yesterday is you only allowed that man to speak for 12 minutes. I need to hear him expound for 20 or 30 because I loved what I was hearing. Musso, you already know what I want. Here's Durante Jones on his vision for this 2021 LSU defense.
Players first, scheme second, right? Players first, scheme second. And so we want to put our guys in the best position to make plays, minimize error, make sure we're over-communicating, have an attacking style defense where we can dictate the terms and play fast. You know, these guys are here for their athletic ability. We're going to give them some techniques and fundamentals, and we're going to harp on that. We're going to be very detailed in that. We're going to, like, you know, coaches have already probably talked to you about in terms of probably based out of a 4-3 because you have, you know, some studs on the outside with Ali Gay, and you have Andre Anthony, those guys like that can set the edge and play fast. And so want to utilize their talents where they can be on the edge, play half a man, and disrupt the passing game. Also leading to that, to be very physical in the run game. The biggest thing that we want to do is do everything as violent as possible. And that's the aggressive mindset that we want to set forth going forward.
Oh, my God. Exciting on so many different levels. Not the least of which, does that guy not sound like the polar opposite of the guy that you just had as DC? In terms of excitement, in terms of enthusiasm, in terms of philosophy? Players over scheme. The same thing that Jake Pete's espoused. The correct way to handle a college football team, but how about that line there at the end? Our main goal, we want to do everything as violent as possible. We talked about this during last football season. Do you even remember any big hits? I think Eli Ricks had one at one point. Maybe, you don't, because that was a soft team. And that softness started at the top. No longer under Durante Jones. We'll break down more of his press conference next because I am absolutely in love with what I heard yesterday. In LSU basketball, LSU will be in T-Town tonight. Big-time rematch, 6 p.m. ESPNU, Eagle 98.1. Or is it? Vegas has Bama favored by 10. But it's college basketball. Anything can happen. Hell, Ole Miss won a game against an opponent ranked 11th in the country, scoring 52 points last night. 52-50. Gross. It's like stomach acid in your throat in college basketball form. Either way, that's kind of how a lot of people felt about the last time the Tigers and Tide match up here in the PMAC, where Alabama set an SEC record for threes in a game. By the way, Alabama currently, what is this, football? They lead the SEC in scoring margin, steals, assists, rebounds, defensive field goal percentage, defensive three-point field goal percentage. And that final piece is the area where LSU must be better this year, this game. Will Wade, kind of blaming the defensive scheme that he put in place for last game, says they're going to do it differently this time around. Musso, hit me with Wade 3.
In the half court, our defense is stifling. It's actually very good. It actually would be elite if you just did it by the numbers. The problem is our transition defense and the rebounding, but we're not just totally going to scrap what we do. But we've certainly got to make some tweaks and make some adjustments to what we do. So it'd be stupid to try to go in there and do the same thing we were doing the first time. But we're not going to get just so far out of whack of what we do. We only have 2 days. It's not like we can just turn our thing upside down.
Yeah, he also went on to talk about how last time they prioritized stopping Alabama in the paint, going to force them to make shots. Well, they did just that. I would say do the opposite this time, right? Force them to score on the inside. Just do not allow them to dominate the three-point line as they did last time out. We'll see that game 6 p.m. tonight on ESPNU, or listen to it on Eagle 98.1. And finally, in some spring sports, 3 LSU track and field Tigers picked up SEC honors. Javon Harrison was named SEC Male Athlete of the Week as he jumped an NCAA 7 feet 5 3/4 inches. How about that? NCAA leading. Nobody in the country better than Harrison. Monique Hardy was named SEC Women's Freshman of the Week after a weighted throw of 69 feet 7 inches. Nice. Mark that ranked second all-time in LSU history, tops for freshmen in the country this year. And finally, Sean Dixon Bodie, SEC Men's Freshman of the Week after a pre-R triple jump of 53 feet 7 inches in his collegiate debut. His debut ranking 5th in the country and second best by a freshman in the country. Shout out to LSU track and field men and women's both are dominant. And finally, LSU soccer announced that it's going to open up its spring schedule on February 19th at home versus Southern Miss. The Golden Eagles have a lot of quality in their attacking. The midfield can be a bit weak, but the defenses are strong. Let's see what else you can do when it opens it up. All right, that's headlines brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Coming up next, let's dive into these press conferences here on Off the Bench.
OTB headlines are presented daily by Barbecue Guys. Remember, the most popular grill on the market is Blaze Grills, premium gas grills that combine expert engineering and dependable performance, all backed by a best-in-class lifetime warranty. Visit barbecueguys.com or our local showroom to learn more about Blaze Grills. Off the Bench with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Go to AccuTempBR.com today. Why? Because they have an incredible deal going on right now. And look, time is of the essence if you want to take advantage of this deal. Right now with AccuTemp, if you buy a new AC unit, you get a furnace for completely free. That's right. Buy one, get one free. Buy the AC unit, the furnace is completely free. On top of that, 0% interest, 0 payments for the first 6 months of the purchase of that AC unit. So everything I'm talking about, that sounds like an incredible deal, right? Well, that's what AccuTemp does, right? That's why with over 1,200 Google reviews, they have a 4.9 rating. The internet hates everything. The internet loves AccuTemp. And it's because their customers are consistently satisfied. Again, this is while supplies last. Time is limited. Buy an AC unit, get that furnace for free. And for all of your cooling, heating, electrical needs, you already know where to go. You want to go to AccuTemp, go to AccuTempBR.com. It's AccuTempBR.com.
Tune in Sunday for live play-by-play of Super Bowl 55 when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers face the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. Coverage starts at 1 and kickoff is at 5:30. Your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 55 is 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted
10. Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. It's National Signing Day. We'll tell you how the Tigers did, and former Tiger Anthony Renato in studio with us. Join us Wednesday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. 104.5 and 100.3, 94.7 ESPN. Shout out to everybody in the listening area. Chances are, if you are listening to this, you are an LSU football fan, and damn, I think there's a lot of reason right now to be excited if you are indeed an LSU football fan. And a lot of it goes back to yesterday's press conference. Is that what I want to spend the majority of my time on now? Look, I said that there was no winning the press conference for LSU. And, I mean, look, whatever. That was said because this was not going to be the candidate that just surface level is going to get people really excited about resume or anything else like that. But I actually think that the general listening audience are kind of coming along this journey with us together. We've been on this journey. I think we've kind of come to see eye to eye on maybe some of the strengths that Jones is bringing to bear in terms of resume and everything else. But we hadn't heard him talk. We hadn't actually been able to sit down in a room with him quite yet. And that's what I was most intrigued to see, because that was something that was one of the kind of core requirements of this search from the beginning. If you read the subtext of what Coach O and everybody else has said publicly about the coaching search, the subtext is basically one giant condemnation of Bo Pelini and the guy that you had last year. And one of the main pillars of that condemnation that they kept coming back to was they wanted somebody with presence. They wanted somebody who could connect with the team, connect with these players. What does that mean? That Bo Pelini failed utterly in those regards. One of the many areas in which it failed. And look, that's all feels pretty obvious, right? When you look at the players that opted out, when you look at how the players seemingly would respond when he would be yelling at them on the sideline and they would kind of be rolling their eyes, not even paying attention. When you just look at the fact that nobody had any clue what they were doing all year long, that was absolutely a guy that did not connect in any form or fashion with his players. So they wanted somebody with presence. They wanted somebody who, when you spend just a couple of minutes with them, your blood starts to get flowing a little bit. You start to get excited. And if you listen to that Durante Jones press conference yesterday, I don't know how you couldn't help but feel that way. I know we just played it during headlines, but it's a great base from which this conversation starts, Musso. Let's play Durante Jones 2 again, because here he is laying out his vision for this 2021 LSU defense.
Players first, scheme second, right? Players first, scheme second. And so we want to put our guys in the best position to make plays, minimize error, make sure we're over-communicating, have an attacking style defense where we can dictate the terms and play fast. You know, these guys are here for their athletic ability. We're going to give them some techniques and fundamentals, and we're going to harp on that. We're going to be very detailed in that. We're going to, coaches have already probably talked to you about in terms of probably based out of a 4-3 because you have, some studs on the outside with Ali Gay and you have Andre Anthony, those guys like that can set the edge and play fast. And so want to utilize their talents where they can be on the edge, play half a man, and disrupt the passing game. Also leading to that to be very physical in the run game. The biggest thing that we want to do is do everything as violent as possible. And that's the aggressive mindset that we want to set forth going forward.
Okay, there's so much to break down there. First off, the baseline is very obvious, but sadly it's something that too many coaches do not or are not willing to engage with, and that is this idea of players over scheme. And you see this at every level. There are coaches who do this, and there are coaches who refuse to. Why? Because it's hard. I mean, right, as a coach, learning a system and really mastering it can take years, if you ever master it at all, right? It's a constantly evolving game. And so when then you maybe have to switch up the schemes, or you got to try new things, or maybe even like switch up fronts or something, like that's incredibly intimidating for a coach. And it can feel a bit like starting over. So I think that leads a lot of coaches to be like, okay, this is what we do. And the bottom line is you're either going to fall in line and you're going to do this, or we're going to find somebody who will. And that can work on the high school level, certainly, right? You got schools like Curtis where, I mean, they literally, indoctrinate those kids from like 7th or 8th grade on. I see you nodding your head back there, Dan. I know Western Monroe does similar things as well. So like that can work on the high school level, but when you get to college and you're trying to really maximize talent and the margins of error get tighter and tighter, I think you have to be willing to customize to what your players' strengths are. It just makes too much sense, right? It's something that Dave Aranda was a master at. He would look at the personnel he had every single year, and he would figure out, okay, what do I need to adjust? Because every defense is different, right? No two defenses are the same. And so he would figure out, what do I need to adjust to highlight the strengths while hiding the weaknesses? So player over scheme already. And then he goes to back that up with actual tangible scheme. Talking about, and so because of that, we will be a 4-man front, which makes sense. Now, you'll be multiple, but in terms of your base, it's going to be a 4-man front because that's the players that you have. With Tyler Shelvin and Apu Ika leaving, you don't have a true nose guard anymore. Okay, with Jaquelin Roy, with Mason Smith, with Logan, with Farrell, you got great 3-techs. You got guys who can shade on the center. And then as he referenced on the edge, Ali Gay, Andre Anthony, BJ Ojolari, you got pass rushers off the edge. Your most successful path, dictated by the personnel, is to be a 4-man front. So players over scheme, 4-man front, you're already seeing it. The as violent as possible line is fun just because that's an edge that this LSU defense had lost. But I don't want you to think that it's the starting point, right? Bo in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat said, look, the violence thing is nice, but it's nothing without fundamentals. Well, let's be clear. When you listen back to the answer, he started with technique and fundamentals. And that is the basis upon which his entire house will be built. In fact, later in the press conference, he actually apologized for mentioning technique and fundamentals too much. But like he said, that is if you do those things right, that's how you have success in football. Because you can be in the right spot scheme-wise or mentally, but if you are not coached with the correct technique, you will not have success. So it's a ground-up sort of process. And on the ground floor, from a teaching player standpoint, it starts with technique and fundamentals. And so when it comes to coaching secondaries, who better than the man who has been doing this on the NFL level for years now? And look, I know that the Corey Raymond piece is always interesting, right? Reportedly, there's little smoke to the fact that maybe Raymond wasn't too happy with the Bill Busch hire. And maybe there was some friction there that never quite got resolved. Well, here's what Durante Jones had to say about coaching safeties and working with Corey Raymond.
There's talent on the back end, I believe, especially with the safety position. Going forward, we want to be technique and fundamentally sound. We want to make sure our communication is clear and precise, making sure everyone's on the same page, and working with Corey. I've known Corey for a couple of years, for quite a few years now, dating back to when we both were coaching high school ball here in Louisiana. So having that relationship, we've clinicked with each other over the years, and so we have some of the same beliefs. And so I think the transition would be much easier in that way. We'll be working together. And so when the safeties and corners are working together, it minimizes any miscommunications. And so I'm excited about the back end, being on the same page, minimizing the communication, working with Corey, working the press technique, working the safeties to be very physical in the run game, and also having some deep zone awareness and playmaking ability.
I mean, when I hear the words minimize communication, after the horror show of over-communicating that was last year, where every single snap, seemingly, if you went in a pre-snap motion, it was like you lobbed a grenade into the LSU defense, arms gesticulating wildly all over the field, guys pointing, guys shrugging their shoulder, who has who, we have no idea. So when I hear your core philosophy is going to be to minimize communication, make sure these guys are in the correct position to succeed, I can't help but get excited. Again, everything that Durante Jones seems to represent and seems to say is a direct rebuke against the hiring failures of last season, and it's so exciting for that reason. Also, I love the fact that he has worked so closely with Corey Raymond. And when you're talking about this safety group, they did not have the fundamentals last year, okay? They were not in the correct positions to succeed. I think the two position groups that have the most potential to come back this year, I'm looking at safeties and I'm looking at linebackers. I think those two groups more than anybody struggled with the decisions that were made. I don't think Mo Hampton's that bad, right? I think Damone Clark is probably a lot better than what we saw last year. And I think Jones and Baker and Carter and the rest of this staff, I think they're the guys that are going to get these players back to their potential. So obviously I get long-winded because of how much I'm enjoying Durante Jones. We can revisit some more of the sound a bit later in the show. Right now, let's get ready to welcome in Tampa Bay great and Tampa Bay resident Booger McFarland as he gets ready for a Super Bowl in his city with his team here on Off the Bench, 104.5, 100.3, 94.7. As we had
Off the Bench.
Go to AdvantaClean, AdvantaCleanBR.com today. I talk about them every day: water, mold, fire, scary stuff. Horrible stuff, quite frankly. And you're like, well, T-Bob, I mean, this is the nightmare, right? Where do I start? It's so overwhelming. I got so much going on. Probably need to call the insurance company first, right? Wrong. If you do, they're going to funnel you to companies that they have a relationship with. Meaning, I don't know if your best interests are really going to be at the fore. When you call AdvantaClean, it's 24/7, 365. So if you wake up, this is what Bradley says they get all the time, right? You wake up, you get out of bed, you got wet socks. You just hurry up and grab the phone and you call 225-369-5228. And how convenient is this? They deal with the insurance companies. They deal with all the documentation. You just make that one call and you let AdvantaClean solve your problems like literally at home and deal with the whole terrible process of insurance and everything else. Go to AdvantaClean.com, 225-369-5228.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Tune into a Wednesday edition of Jimmy Yacht's Game Time, live from City Slice Pints and Pizza. We preview LSU versus Alabama in basketball and look at some more prop bets for the Super Bowl. Join us at 6 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Welcome back to Off the Bench, 104.5 Woodley, 94.7 ESPN. Let's go ahead and dive right in with my guy Booger McFarland on the Jim's Firearms on Net hotline. Boog, before we get into Super Bowl talk, I'm just going to ask you this, and I have no idea. This could fall flat on its face. Scott Dice in the chat, ask Booger, was he involved in the famous football team flipping over of the VW Beetle that sat outside our apartments on YA Tittle Drive?
No idea what you're speaking of.
Okay. Is that like I plead the fifth, no idea, or you legitimately have no idea?
Legitimately no idea. T-Bob, you know me by now. Like, I don't insinuate. I don't beat around the bush.
That's fair.
I'm pretty direct, you know.
Okay, well then I'm going to ask you for that directness today, Boog. I want you to let down all of your walls that you have put up to try to remain unbiased, right? I want you to tear down those walls of objectivity. I want you to lean in to your heart this morning. How are you feeling, Boog? Your franchise, a team you won a Super Bowl with, in a city you live in, and ostensibly I believe you probably love hosting a Super Bowl with your team playing in it. Boog, you got to be feeling a little juice today, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's getting close, and I think the city's buzzing. It's unlike a Super Bowl we've ever seen just because of the situation we're in with coronavirus and the pandemic. But here's what I will say. I think there's excitement because everyone knows the Buccaneers have a lot of potential. Everyone also knows that the Chiefs are a heavy favorite. And it's almost a feeling of, you know, I don't want to say us against the world because it's not like that, but it's almost a feeling of excitement because we down here in Florida know that this team has everything they need to win. And I think a lot of people outside of Florida don't think the Bucs can win. They think the Chiefs' offense is just too high-powered. So there's a feeling of anticipation and excitement to get to the game just to see how this thing is going to unfold.
And okay, and so then that kind of, okay, so maybe now you can put your analyst hat back on just for this answer. How do you see it unfolding. There's a great article on The Athletic today where they're talking to the beat writers of teams that beat these two teams. I think you see some kind of common threads develop. Obviously, with the Bucks, it feels like the biggest weakness they had is if you could put the game on Brady and then pressure Brady, and that's not surprising. Like, that's when they struggled. What do you think? What are the most vulnerable areas for both of these teams?
Well, I think for Tampa Bay, if Tom Brady is flustered, I think you're going to get a heavy dose of blitz. Spagnuolo, the coordinator for Kansas City, blitzed Tom Brady 23 out of 59 plays last matchup. If you go back to the second half of the Packer game, now fired defensive coordinator Mike Pettin for Green Bay blitzed Tom Brady over 50% of the time. So I think, T-Bob, we can deduce that Tom Brady's going to get blitzed a lot. How do they pick that up? I think blitz protection, this is right in your wheelhouse. Can Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette and those 5 offensive linemen be and work in unison to pick up the 5 and 6 man pressures? If they do, Brady will have time and Brady will make plays. But T-Bob, you know how hard that is. Like the center and the back, like it's got to be Rip, Liz, Mike, Point. Like y'all got to figure all that out. That's going to be really, really important in this game.
Yeah, and you got Tyrann Mathieu kind of leading the blitz charge, who's just impossible to keep track of and impossible to block on a bad day. And really, Boog, like that's the thing, right? When Tampa's struggled, it's been Donovan Smith that has struggled and Tristan Wirfs even at time. But they've also been dominant at times, like they were against Saints the last time out. One of the other kind of correlating factors, Boog, and it makes sense, in a lot of these Tampa losses, we're kind of getting in an early hole, right, and having to abandon the run game of sorts. The run game, obviously, with Fournette has been better in the playoffs than maybe it was even in the regular season. How important is it to you for Tampa avoiding a hole like they did last time where, I think, didn't the Chiefs jump out 17-0 before they closed the gap in the regular season?
Yeah, it was 17-0, and then the Buccaneers defense made a couple plays, and then Tampa went on a run. It wouldn't surprise me to see the game go the same way. Either way. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, like if somebody told me, hey, you can't watch the first quarter of the game, and I turn it on at the beginning of the second quarter, and it's 14-3 Bucks or it's 14-3 Chiefs. Like, it really wouldn't surprise me. Like, I think this is going to be a game of runs. Momentum is going to be real. Whoever can kind of get the momentum rolling. I don't think this is going to be one of those games that goes, status quo, like the team that scores first is going to win. I just, regardless of who it is, I don't think it's going to be that type of game. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. I stick by what I said last week. I think this game is a red zone game, T-Bar. It's going to be a lot of excitement in between the 20s. Romo's going to be going crazy in between the 20s, but ultimately this game is going to be decided in the red zone. And if the Buccaneers defense can, let's just say the Chiefs get into the red zone 7 times.
Yeah.
If they only score 3 touchdowns, Tampa wins.
Okay. That would be a massive win because it's very hard to stop Mahomes in the red zone.
Well, technically it is. I'm not a real big stats guy.
Oh,
they
okay.
score a lot of their touchdowns outside the red zone. Like, if you go back and look at the numbers, the Chiefs are kind of middle of the road when it comes to the red zone because they don't run the ball that well. That's why you see a lot of kind of gadget plays near the red zone, the shuffle pass, the quarterback motion. You know as well as I know, the red zone is tougher to throw the football, and they don't run it well. So it actually becomes very tough for them to score. If the Bucks can win, 4 out of 7 in the red zone, they win this game.
Yeah, you're right. That was a bad take by me because that is kind of if you're looking for it's a chink in the armor situation, right? Like it's not like it's a glaring weakness, but it is a weakness when everything else is so good on that Chiefs offense. So look, I think the picture for how the Bucks lose this game is a bit clearer than for how the Chiefs lose this game. So obviously you are a defensive master. You played on that side of the ball for your entire life. How do you stop Pat Mahomes? Because to me, he is the ultimate damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of quarterback where there just doesn't seem to be a great way to attack him.
Well, let me ask you this, T-Bob.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a huge difference between Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes? Like peak Aaron Rodgers and peak Pat Mahomes, do you think there's really that big of a difference?
I would say, admittedly, I don't know if I'm watching enough Aaron Rodgers. I feel like where Mahomes separates from all these other cats is kind of how I felt about Russell Wilson through the years, where it is his legs, right? Like on the third downs, like his ability to extend plays and/or pick up first downs with his legs is the big separating factor because he has all the arm talent and everything else.
I'll give you that just a little bit, just because he's younger and he's more apt to run than Aaron. And Aaron is, 36, 37.
Yeah.
But, Aaron Rodgers was dealing 2 weeks ago against the Bucs.
He was.
I mean, I don't think there's anybody in the NFL that has more arm talent that can throw the ball from different angles, that can throw it on the dime better than Aaron Rodgers. I agree with you from the leg standpoint. How you shut him down is just like you shut any quarterback down, T-Bob. You speed him up. You make him play faster. You hit him. Okay? Football's a contact sport. When's the last time we see Patrick Mahomes get really hit? If he's going to run, hit it. If it's going to be a zone read, hit the quarterback. Make him feel what this game is meant to be, and that's a physical game. And so I think you got to speed the quarterback up, make him play faster. It's kind of like in basketball. I know y'all watching a lot of Pelicans basketball down there. Imagine if someone was to make – and I think – is Lonzo Ball still the point guard?
Yeah, Bug.
Okay, so now imagine if somebody sped Lonzo up. So he's going to be kind of out of his element, out of his character. It's no different than the quarterback. Speed the quarterback up. Make him play faster than he wants to play because everyone has a tempo that fits them. And so I think that's what you got to do. And then you're going to have to make some plays. Okay, Devin White, Levante David, Shaq Barrett, JPP, those guys are going to have to make plays in order for the Bucs defense to get off the field and make some timely stops.
Yeah, and look, Shaq Barrett and JPP have been in excellent form. Obviously, Fisher out for the Chiefs. Are they missing both tackles? Like, is that an area that you think the Bucs will be able to exploit?
It's almost that old adage of, I know that you know that you know that I know. Because the Chiefs know that the Bucs are going to line up JPP and Shaq Barrett on the outside. They also know that they don't have the two starting tackles. So if I know that they're going to try to exploit that, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to do some screens and some shuffle passes and some things early on to slow them down, some jet sweeps. So it's almost one of those things you got to kind of pick your points in the game where you say we're going to bring extra pressure outside the tackle just because we have a new tackle, or we're going to do something different to take advantage of both starting tackles not being there. I think throughout the game, JPP and Shaq Barrett will have an opportunity to make several plays, but they're going to have to do it in the context of the game. I don't think you can come out if you're Tampa and say, let's scheme up the fact that the Chiefs tackles aren't going to be there. I think you got to make it during the context of the game.
Boog, how are you going to watch the game Sunday?
I'll be at I got to work, man.
That's what I was wondering. No, I'm wondering what they're putting. Like, what's your schedule like? Because look, you already got to victory lap all over TV with the LSU Natty. Like, you're looking at being able to victory lap again here in 2020.
Listen, here's what I'll say. I got to do the pregame show, so we got a pregame show from 10 to 2, I think.
Okay.
And then I'll be on the field with me, Boomer, and Steve Young. We're doing prime time right after the game, so we'll be right, like, as soon as the game's over, we're going to be rocking and rolling.
Oh, hell yeah.
During the game, I'll probably be, I may be rubbing elbows with Roger or whoever. It doesn't, I don't know. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Hey, tell Roger, just tell him I said what's up. In that he's not allowed back in New Orleans. Still, that rule still stands. You should definitely.
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah. Bug, last one before you let you go. Well, okay. First off, give me a prediction.
Bucs 37, Chiefs 31.
There we go. Love it. Okay. Did you have a chance to listen to Durante Jones' press conference at all yesterday from LSU?
I didn't listen to it. I read some of the clips that people posted. I like Durante, man.
Me too.
He's a teacher.
Yes.
To me, the best football coaches are teachers. He's a teacher. He's very detailed. I think Andre Carter coming in also is going to help the D-line. I can't wait to get down there and watch what he does. And then on top of that, T-Bob, never underestimate this. Last year, there was a 53-year-old former head coach, former white guy, in Bo Pelini, who was in front of this group. And with everything that went on in 2020 and Bo not being able to connect to this team, I think it goes a long way when you bring in a younger African-American defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You bring in a younger defensive line coach that can help relate to these dudes, man. Like, everybody on defense is 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old brothers, man. Like, somebody that can relate to them. And Pelini, for whatever reason, could not connect with those young guys last year. And I think the energy that Durante and Andre and Corey Raymond and those guys and the new D-line coach Baker, like the energy that those people are going to bring to that side of the ball, I think we're going to see a defense that's very akin to what we're used to seeing because they got a lot of talent. You got all that defensive line come back. You add Mason Smith now. You got all those young safeties that Durante can coach up because that's his forte, coaching DBs, him and Corey Raymond. We got a linebacker coach now that's going to be able to get these young guys to play. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if this defense is not back to what we're used to seeing an LSU defense be like next year. And I couldn't be more excited, not only for the play on the field, but I think recruiting is going to take an uptick also defensively because you added some young African-American coaches that can go into the homes and relate to these young 17-year-old players. Nothing against Bo Pelini, okay? I just don't think Bo Pelini was a person at this point in time that could do what Durante and Corey and Andre can do for LSU.
I agree. And the second black coordinator in LSU history, which is just wild that that's the case anyway. Yeah, Bug, I'm really excited as well in that press conference, man, when you get a chance to do it because it is awesome, dude. Bug, good luck on Sunday to you, the city of Tampa, to Devin White, and to everybody else trying to get that ring for the Bucks, man.
Do you really mean that, or are you just saying that?
I do. Look, I don't have much of a dog in the fight here, right? And I love you. I grew up a huge fan of you, and now you do radio with me every week.
Okay.
So I'm also very attracted to you physically, especially since you've been on the Peloton so long and so hard. So yeah. Look, I have no problem saying I would be completely fine if the Bucks won for sure.
Listen, I truly appreciate most of what you said. I'm a little taken back by the love and the attractiveness, but we'll discuss that offline.
Yeah, it's those beautiful veneers, man. All right, Bug, you have a great day, bro. Holla.
Later.
Booger McFarland, the man, the myth, the legend. I see some of y'all getting triggered about Bug's talk about a young black man being coached. Look, the bottom line is you can say you want to ignore the racial element as much as you want, but it's there. And it plays an element. And absolutely, Durante Jones is better positioned to get this team to respond to him than Bo Pelini and, Bill Johnson were. That's just facts. Okay, when we get back, closing out hour number 1 here on Off the Bench, 104.5, 100.3, and 94.7 ESPN.
Off the Bench. Off the Bench, hanging with Esther and Hanny. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
Here's a great way to start the new year, saving lots of money, because Richards Honda has 0% financing. 0% on some of your favorite Honda models. And with Richards Honda transparent pricing, there are no add-ons or hidden fees. When we give you a price, that's the price you pay. Transparent pricing and 0% financing? Must be why smart customers love Richards Honda. Interstate 12 at Millerville Road and richardshonda.com.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only, subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Yo, join us for a Wednesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Hanny, presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. It's National Signing Day. We'll keep you up to date with how the Tigers did finishing out their 2021 class. Join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Sorry, this short segment, bad clock management on my part. Went a little long with Boog. Got a little too excited about Durante Jones. Something that Boog hit on that we're going to talk about with Brody Miller at 8:30 that I really want to explore. He mentioned Durante Jones being a great teacher, okay? And Brody, you should listen to the Hold That podcast. We sat down and recorded for an hour yesterday. It's like some real in-depth, very nerdy LSU talk if you're into that sort of thing, uninterrupted by any commercials or anything. But Brody touched on this yesterday and has some fascinating insight into just what a good teacher Durante Jones is and how that's affected him getting jobs in the past, right? Like apparently, and we'll get Brody to expound on this, but Mike Zimmer's interview process involves sitting you down and saying, or maybe it was Norm Chow, but sitting you down and saying, okay, like playing the role of a player that just is not getting what you're telling them. And what do you do? Like, really think about that. And I'm sure all you teachers and coaches out there can appreciate this far more than those of us that have not been in those roles. But what do you do when the person that you are teaching just does not get what you're teaching, right? When it is just not resonating, it's not getting home. How do you get through to them? And apparently that's one of the most impressive aspects of Durante Jones and what he brings to bear. So excited to talk to Brody about that. We're going to start the hour talking to Cody Worsham about this huge Bama-LSU rematch. Again, Bama leads the SEC in scoring margin, rebounds, assists, steals, field goal defense, and three-point field goal defense. So LSU's going to have their work cut out for them. Can they get it done without Darius Day? Talk to Cody about it next here on OTB. Keep it locked in. Hey, chill out, Michael Holland. Summer Olympics are awesome. You don't care about equestrian dressage?
Off the Bench.
We have Would You Rather coming up. So get your Would You Rathers in. Would you rather go to Ochsner or Ochsner for all of your orthopedic health needs? The answer is Ochsner. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about the North Shore, Baton Rouge, or New Orleans. Ochsner can get you feeling right once again. Shoulders, hips, knees, hands, like whatever it may be. Ochsner has the top-notch facilities, the most cutting-edge techniques, non-surgical and surgical, to get you back where you need to be. So if you get an injury, it sucks, but Ochsner is your guide, like I said, to maximizing your potential once again. The facilities and the personnel are where they shine because everything is the latest and greatest and no stone is left unturned. I mean, these are the same facilities that the professionals use. Like they're the Saints, Pelicans, any of that. That's what you get at Ochsner. And look, maybe you just want to get bigger, stronger, faster. It doesn't have to be injuries. Check out Ochsner Performance Training, where they're going to maximize your athletic potential. Go to ochsner.org.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, February the 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 63. If you missed hour one of the show, you can catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com, brought to you by nobody right now. Coming up in hour two of Off the Bench, LSU digital media reporter Cody Worsham joins the show next. Latest edition of Would You Rather Wednesday is at 8:15. The Athletics' Brody Miller stops by at 8:30, and Joe Barksdale joins the show at 9:30. You can follow the show today on Twitter at OTB_ESPN, or watch live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. Hour number 2 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, Musso, T-Bob, and Danny hanging out with you here on 104.5, 100.3, and 94.7 ESPN. Big hour coming up. Going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and kick it off talking a little LSU basketball. As we have one of the best Twitter follows in the land, as if you're an LSU fan. And a great guy to boot. Of course, we're talking about Cody Worsham. I still think we're talking about the best guest picture that we have in the Rolodex. The chat has voted it as the best picture. Cody's got this wonderful, confident, half-smile thing going on in Death Valley. Blazer looking right. And look, that picture is indicative of the quality of content that our guy puts out there. So listen to the Boot Up podcast and everything else that Cody does that you can find on Twitter at Cody Worsham. He's the best. Cody, what's up, dude?
What's up, T-Bob? I appreciate the compliments on my picture. I'm not traditionally a very photogenic person, so it's nice to know that I got one right in this long history of terrible photos.
All it takes is one. All right. I mean, if you're a professional photographer, you take 100 for the one.
I'm gonna milk that one for all it's worth, T-Bob. It's probably gonna be my picture until I die.
There you go. Hopefully that won't be tonight, although you may have almost died last time we had to watch LSU Alabama. I don't know what's going on, Cody. Is it football season? Or am I looking up and seeing an Alabama basketball team lead the SEC in scoring margin, rebound, assists, steals, defensive field goal percentage, defensive three-point field goal? I mean, the list goes on, and it's very depressing. I mean, is this Alabama team that good? That seems so overwhelming. Is that really how good this team is?
Yeah, T-Bob, they're the real deal. I mean, they've got every component you need. You just rattled off the stats, and with all that said, they've got kind of the intangible stuff too. They've got really good chemistry. They have good floor balance. They have a good blend of experience, but young talent, guys that have been there before, guys that haven't been there before, but can kind of follow the lead of the older guys. And then Nate Oates has just done a good job of piecing them together and playing a system that, you saw it with LSU last time. LSU, how many threes did Alabama hit? 21, 22, something like that?
23 last time, an SEC record 23.
And LSU's still third in the SEC in conference games in three-point defense. So you take that game out, and they're probably first by a long shot, which you can't do, obviously. But LSU's been good defending the three-point line most of the season, and Alabama didn't care. They just kept shooting and making it. So I think it's hard to judge last game and scale it forward to this game just because it was such a blitz in the first 4 to 8 minutes that the rest of the game, I don't want to say you can throw it out, but it almost didn't matter. The lead was so big at that point. So I think it'll be a different game tonight. Hopefully it's a different game. If it's the same game, then we're going to have some issues. But I think it'll be a different game, and I don't think Alabama will hit 23 tonight. Don't hold me to that, but I don't think they will.
Well, okay, so then that does beg the question, what went so wrong last time out? Cody, I know that Coach Wade talked about how maybe from a defensive game plan standpoint, they had actually prioritized keeping them out of the paint and seeing if they could hit these shots, and then obviously they went on to do just that. So what exactly went wrong last time, and then can you fix it this time around?
Yeah, so when I watch LSU play defense, they're switching everything this year when they're not doing the zone stuff. And when you're in a switching defense, the ideal switching personnel is like Golden State Warriors from a few years ago, where everyone's, except for Steph Curry, is 6'6" to 6'9", and they can all switch and they can all move their feet. LSU kind of has a little bit of that. They do have a lot of guys with similar profiles defensively, so you can switch everything. The problem when you start switching everything is there's a lack of individual accountability. So, for example, John Petty hit 4 threes in the first, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Last time out, I'm pretty sure he hit those 4 threes against 4 different defenders. So the guy guarding him wasn't necessarily thinking, this is my guy. I'm guarding Petty. I can't let him catch. I can't let him face the basket. I can't let him shoot comfortably. There's 4 different guys that were just kind of playing defense, and he hit one. Okay, and so if that happens to you once, you're more likely to not let it happen again, right? But if it's 4 different guys, then there's not that individual accountability of, no, I'm not letting 23 catch. I'm not letting him shoot. I'm not letting him hit anymore. And so I think you have to kind of manufacture that mindset. You have to generate it ahead of time and say, whoever is switched on to 23, or just don't switch off of him, but whoever is switched on to 23, don't let him catch. Sit on his right hand. Make him put it on the floor. And I think you're right. When Will talked about the game plan last time, that's kind of been LSU's calling card, is keeping teams out of the paint, making them shoot contested threes. Well, 1, Alabama likes threes, contested or not, and 2, they just weren't contested enough. So I think you have to have a little bit of that mindset that it's hard to generate in a switching defense, where I'm not letting this guy catch the ball. I'm not letting him catch it, shoot it. You got to put it on the floor. And if you can do that and kind of not let them get comfortable and confident early, that gives you a better shot later.
Yeah, and look, I mean, do you agree? I mean, there's also like just a mathematical anomaly element to last game as well. I mean, right? You play that game 100 times. I don't care how open you are, you're not going to shoot that absurdly good. So here's to hoping that they'll go a bit more cold tonight. Cody, maybe the most worrying part about this, though, is, or I don't know, for me, the layman, is the Darius Day's absence, right? I mean, because not only you're losing just 12 points and 8 rebounds of like actual statistical production, but effort, energy, physicality. How do you make up for Darius Days?
It's going to be tough to keep up. The numbers, you look at LSU's numbers, the on-off numbers for Darius Days are the most drastic on the team. I don't have it in front of me, but it's something like when Days is on the floor, LSU is like plus 16 per 100. And when he's off the floor, they're like -7, -8. I mean, it's like a 24, 25-point swing. So he's been the X factor all season. And in the games that LSU's won, he's played well. In the games that they've lost, he's not played well or been in foul trouble. So the one advantage, I guess, you have this time is you're not going to have him, as opposed to a game where he gets in foul trouble and you're planning on having him for 30 minutes. At least you know now, and you can build your game plan around that. I think it's going to be on Trendon Watford to really step up. He's got to have a huge game. He's got to, going back to his hometown, he's going to have to rebound everything. He's going to have to be efficient. He's going to have to be in control and composed. I think then it trickles on to guys like Josh LeBlanc, Sharif O'Neal, who have done nice things in limited roles, but they're not going to be in limited roles tonight. So it's going to change. It's going to distribute the responsibility amongst a bunch of different guys. Cam Thomas is going to have to be efficient. That's the other thing with Days is he's kind of your get out of jail free card, because if you miss a shot, there's a really good chance he's going to rebound it.
Yeah.
And without that there, like Sharif can do some of that. LeBlanc and Watford can do a little bit of it, but they're not as good as Days. So instead of missing that shot, hey, make it, and then you're not missing Days as much. So yeah, it's really tough. I think he's one of the hardest guys to replace, but it's on the other guys to step up and deliver when they're called upon.
And Sheldon Mickles asked this question in a great breakdown in the Advocate this morning, but it's kind of like, do you think do they go big or small in replacing Days? Like, do they try to overwhelm? Do you think Sharif ends up getting the nod there?
Yeah, I'm really not sure, because Will he can be pretty unpredictable when he's in spots like this and picking lineups. I don't think he can go big against Alabama. I think they play too fast. I think asking Sharif and Trendon to play together a bunch tonight could put you in some tough spots defensively if you are switching everything. But you could go long and sit in the zone and make it more of an expanded zone where you're contesting threes. And I just don't know that I would try that against Alabama. I think they're okay and comfortable with that. I think I try to make them a driving team and I put it on the floor team. But I don't know if you go big. I would be tempted to almost go the other way and see if Milwaukee Wilkinson can get you some minutes at the 4, and maybe you can play 3 guards together and kind of keep pace with Alabama. I don't know. It's a really tough spot. That's going to be the biggest X's and O's challenge for Will Wade tonight, and it's not going to be an easy decision.
Yeah, so a fascinating matchup tonight in T-Town, LSU, Alabama, 6 p.m. ESPNU. Keep it locked right here on Eagle 98.1. You listen to John Brady on the broadcast. Cody, before I let you go, what do you think about that Durante Jones presser yesterday? Got me pretty hot and bothered.
I'm not going to necessarily agree with that part of it. I enjoyed it. I thought he was very good. I thought he said all the right things. It's hard to lose your first press conference. Most coaches win the first press conference, but I think he was nothing but impressive. I like players first, team second.
Yep.
I love that motto. Simple. It communicates the point. I think I think there's the thing that stood out to me most was his relationship with Corey Raymond and the part where he talked about, look, when your corners and safeties are working together, there's not going to be any miscommunication. That was, if you want to identify the biggest problems for LSU's defense last year, that might be number one, just secondary breakdowns. So if you can eliminate that, like you take a defense that wasn't good last year and you make it a lot better. So that's a great place to start. I think that relationship with Corey Raymond, having the safeties and corners on the same page, should pay huge dividends. But everything else was right on the mark. I'm excited about just everything he brings to the table from a character perspective, from a communications perspective, from a scheme perspective. He looks like the real deal.
I'm very excited too, Brody. Brody, wow. I got Brody Miller on the mind. He's coming up at 8:30. Cody Worsham, at Cody Worsham on Twitter. Again, follow him. Check out the Boot Up podcast. Cody, thanks so much, man.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Ava Marzawani and Adam Gase would disagree with your hard to lose the first press conference take. You know who else would, who we haven't made fun of on this show? Did y'all see Nick Sirianni with the Eagles? Like, already a hire that left a lot to be desired from a kind of name standpoint, and he came out and fell flat on his face. I don't know. It's not the Adam Gase thing where it's such a red flag that you need a bail, but it definitely doesn't make you feel good about it. Not like our guy Durante Jones, who you're feeling very good about. All right, coming up next, Would You Rather Wednesday. I see you got a bunch of Would You Rathers coming to the chat. We'll get to them next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org for all your plumbing needs. 925-8552, 925-8552. And look, I don't care what your plumbing issues are, anything that crops up, Central Plumbing's got you, and you want to work with them for a few reasons, right? Flat rate pricing structure, so no surprise or hidden fees. Obviously, everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. You can trust who's coming in your home, and then 30 days warranty on service work, a year on new installations. You have peace of mind after the work is done as well. They've been at this thing for 40 years, y'all. And I know I say this all the time, but it's because some things are just true. When you grow in the way they have over 4 decades, you don't experience that growth or success unless your customers are consistently satisfied. I'm a consistently satisfied Central Plumbing customer, 925-8552. So don't think twice. Any plumbing issues you have, old house, new house, it doesn't matter. They've seen it all. They can fix it all. Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. It's National Signing Day. We'll tell you how the Tigers did, and former Tiger Anthony Renato in studio with us. Join us Wednesday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
That's legitimate. No lies were told at the end with Cody. I was honest about my feelings physically and how that presser got me feeling yesterday. I called my buddy who I knew was asleep on the way to work today at like 5:30 a.m. because Durante Jones' presser had me so excited. I can't help it. I thought he killed it. I thought he absolutely killed it. We'll talk to Brady Miller about it coming up next. But right now, it is time to get into the segment that we do every Wednesday at this time where we answer all of life's most pressing conundrums. It is time for Would You Rather Wednesday.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they this or that. 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 This.
Okay, which would you rather be?
Now, what superpower would you rather have?
The question is, would you rather date the blind or the deaf?
Would you rather drown or be burned alive?
Would you rather be overpaid or underrated?
Rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
Daniel Basham asks, would you rather drink the water from a New York hot dog cart or chew used gum? Let's say a New Orleans Lucky Dog cart.
Oh, God.
Because I think that's even grosser. So, would you rather drink that water or chew used gum?
Chewing used gum is just disgusting.
They're both horrible.
No, but that's just disgusting.
I'm going used gum.
You would rather chew used gum?
Yeah.
Sounds like to me, Musa, you'd rather the hot dog water.
I don't think I could chew used gum from somebody else. That, especially if I don't know. That's.
It'd be pretty gross.
I mean, I don't know if that person.
And then,
what
and then
their
I think about
dental hygienics record is.
I mean, you chug let's say you have to drink a cup of hot dog water, you're gonna throw up, almost assuredly.
I might throw up chewing used gum. That's gross. Think about where people's mouths have been.
Yeah, and you're right. Like a human bite is one of the most disgusting things that you can experience. The potential for infection is huge. I'm with you though, Danny. I think I could chew the used gum and kind of get that out of my system easier than if I have to drink a cup of that Lucky Dog hot dog juice. I mean, I've already eaten enough late night Lucky Dogs that have later turned into horrible bathroom trips to begin with without just going to the source and drinking the water. So give me the used gum.
I think of the scene in Elf when he gets all the gum under
He's just grabbing it and jamming it in his mouth, dude. Would you rather a herd of puppies play with you every time you feel sad or always have the perfect comeback during an argument?
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
Would you rather have a herd of puppies comfort you when you feel sad every time, just like appear out of nowhere, or always have the perfect comeback during an argument? It's got to be the comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think it's particularly
that's
close.
actually, I mean,
the puppy stuff's cool, but
I love
like,
dogs. I mean, absolutely love dogs.
But also, when you get happy, do the puppies just disappear?
I see. That'd be terrible. That'd
and
make
then
me
you get sad again,
Like, that would make
and
me
then they
sad
show
again.
back up, and it's like you're like stuck in this horrible back and forth, and they keep popping in and out of reality. No,
I'd rather just mic drop everybody.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You tell me you don't want to mic drop your wife, your friends, your enemies. You want to mic drop everybody. Would you rather get a free house up to $1 million in value, or free rent for life, and you can transfer the free rent at any time to get any apartment, rental, house, or condo? Well, why don't you just do the free rent?
Yeah, that.
Right? And just like go rent places that cost like $20 million? I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me. Would you rather flip a coin for a chance to win $2,000, or just get $1,000 immediately?
Yeah, no, I'll just take the immediate $1,000. Thank you.
What if I bump that up to like 20 million versus a million? Coin flip for 20, or I just give you a milli?
Yeah, I'm probably still actually going to take the sure thing and have $1 million.
Yeah, give me the million.
Yeah.
Why would I turn down free money for a 50-50 chance where I could either get a lot of money or end up with nothing? Yeah, no, I free money. Please.
See, it's y'all's attitudes, y'all's paper hands, why AMC failed. Again, the hedge funds got to both of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm right there with you. I'd take the cool milli. Would you rather wash your hair twice a year, or only be able to check your phone once a day? Being forced to check my phone once a day sounds fantastic, actually.
Yeah, that doesn't sound...
It sounds like a huge positive lifestyle change that I'm just too weak to make on my own because I'm addicted to my phone.
I agree with that, yes.
Yeah. Also, wash my hair twice a year sounds horrible. I'm going to be all smelly and stinky. Would you rather have 100 paper cuts or cut one of your pinkies off?
Paper cuts.
That's a no-win situation, I feel.
I'm going to say, though, the paper cuts are that skin in between your fingers and that skin in between your toes. Did you ever see them do that on Jackass back in the day?
And they did it on Steve-O's tongue, too.
Oh.
You weren't ready for that, were you?
Look, the paper cuts will heal.
Yeah.
I don't love a pinky.
You have to cut through the bone.
But I can't get rid of a pinky.
I mean, that would hurt more than a paper cut.
I don't know, though. I've seen a lot of Yakuza movies, and those dudes cut off pinkies like it's nothing. They're like, oh, y'all are having a mild argument? Well, let me solve it by offering up my pinky as tribute. And then for whatever reason, everybody's just like, whoa, that's so badass. Yeah, we should just listen to this guy. He just cut his pinky off. He's freaking crazy. So, yeah, give me the 100 paper cuts. Would you rather be head coach of the Saints or LSU with their current rosters?
LSU.
I would rather be head coach of the Saints just because there's no recruiting. Yeah, I mean,
you have the current roster.
I don't even care about the current rosters. I'm saying the Saints could be 3-13, and I would rather be the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Also, LSU's got a lot of pressure on them going into next year. We talked about this before the hire, and then I got so excited about Durante. We haven't really addressed it much after, but make no mistake, the future of the Orgeron regime lies on Pete's and Jones's shoulders. Maybe even more so, Durante, when you look at how you need the defense to improve. So, yeah, no. Look, man, I would just take Saints in NFL. Would you rather live a life of luxury, but after death be reviled as a monster and a coward with your family hated for generations? Mark Zuckerberg, basically. Or live the life of a pauper, a not as luxurious life at all, but after death be appreciated as a hero and a legend with family honored for generations. I think there's a lot to be said.
That's a lot there.
About being content, okay? And although we all want the life of luxury, and you can definitely make it work, in this scenario, it sounds like it does not work for you. And the bottom line is that there's been many a wise man who has essentially said what Biggie said: mo money, mo problems. Give me the life of the pauper in which my family is celebrated for years and years to come.
Yeah, same. Give me the pauper life.
Can't be ruining my family's name for generations, dude. What do you say, Moose?
I
feel like you want the money. To be honest.
No, really. I mean, it just doesn't. I don't know. I mean, that's how do I want to be remembered?
Would you rather invisibility, mind reading, or time travel? Never time travel, people. We've talked about this before. All you do is open paradoxes, alternate realities. Like if you go back in time to change something, do you even change the reality in which you exist? Do you create a new splinter reality? Can you even get back to the reality you exist? Never time travel.
You never seen Back to the Future?
Which
things go wrong?
Look, admittedly, I mean, they seem, well, I don't know, right? When they get back to the future, are they actually in their own future? Or is there a world where Marty McFly has just disappeared and his parents are all depressed because they never find him again, and then he just now lives in this new future?
Well, okay, babe, maybe Back to the Future 2 is a better example because they end up in the past and then the future and then the alternate future and everything else. So don't time travel.
Yeah,
Just
don't time travel. Too many
But
paradoxes.
you could also be rich.
You could, I mean, yes, look, like the old sports almanac thing, but then again, Danny, you got to take into account the butterfly effect.
Right.
If you go into the future to try to figure out sporting events and then come back, with your knowledge, do you create enough of a change where the things you're going to bet on don't actually take place?
And much like in Back to the Future 2, what if you run into your future self? It
gets so messy so fast. It gets so messy.
No time travel.
No
So
time travel.
with that being said, I'll take mind reading.
I think I want invisibility. I think I'm too insecure for mind reading. I like thinking that everybody likes me. I don't need to see Danny's thoughts about how he secretly thinks I'm a D-bag or something, or your thoughts about how, like, my LSU baseball take sounds moronic or stupid, or, like, I wish he would shut up about Star Wars or something right now. Like, I don't need to hear that, okay? I'm happy with thinking that y'all like me and support me fully here. And so, no, give me invisibility. You could do some things with invisibility, for sure.
Things.
I'm just saying. And then finally, would you rather have all the knowledge of the past 100 years or all the knowledge of the next 100 years? Now, this is a bit different than time travel. Well, is it, though?
Yeah, but
is
we
it different than
do
time
this
travel?
this type of thing a lot, too. Do
The
you want to know
next
the
100
past
years.
or do you want to know the future? Well, I don't really want to know the future.
I don't think I do either.
What fun would
think
that be?
In ways, again, it would just be maybe like you just know where to invest or something, right? And then
Yeah.
you get really rich. But do you change it? I don't know. I will say this. In ways, knowing the past can help with the future as well, right? It's why I love history so much. It's a great kind of resource for, using past history as an indicator of future events. So, yeah, I love history. Give me to know everything of the past 100 years, the most influential and dynamic 100 years in human history. That sounds pretty fascinating. Plus, like, it's tough to know about the time that you're actually living in. It's like standing 6 inches away from a billboard and trying to describe what's going on. Shout out Dan Carlin for that analogy. So if you could actually get the view of the billboard, I think that puts you on a pretty high pedestal above your peers. So, yeah, give me the past 100 years.
Past, absolutely.
Give me the future.
Oh, okay.
I want to
Danny.
see what the technology looks like.
You wanna see those sexy robots, huh?
I knew you were gonna-
Don't you? I know you. I've seen AI. You seen AI? Jude Law? He's a sex robot. We're getting close. I got a VR headset for Christmas. It's weird. It's over the top, okay? And it's only a couple of steps removed from sex robots. So it's coming. And that's the end of Would You Rather Wednesday here on Off the Bench. Coming up next, we'll talk to Brody Miller about LSU, the new hires, and the communicator and teacher that Durante Jones, well, we think him to be here on OTB. Stick around.
Off the Bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. That's All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. The dealership's so nice. I went there twice for both of my new vehicles. After about a decade of owning vehicles, I had to buy 2 new ones last year. It was rough, but you know who made it easy? My friends over there at All-Star. They helped me find my way to the 2020 Toyota Sienna. Beautiful minivan. Room for all the kids, all the activities, all the strollers, the books, the toys, everything, all in one. The space inside will literally blow you away. And if you need to do what I did and like customize it, like I went all black, right? And I had Toyota custom order it. Also, Toyota Baton Rouge can do that for you. The bottom line is that they can fulfill whatever your car needs may be. So when another car breaks down, all of a sudden I need a new one, but I need it affordable. That 2020 Camry leasing was sitting right there, and it was a beautiful option. So that's what they offer you. Options. Get into allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today. That's All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Service Master.
Tune into a Wednesday edition of Jimmy Yacht's Game Time, live from City Slice Pints and Pizza. We preview LSU versus Alabama in basketball and look at some more prop bets for the Super Bowl. Join us at 6 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? A lot of Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit talk going on in the YouTube chat, which lets you know it's a great day here on Off the Bench. OTB, if you want to watch online, youtube.com/1045ESPN. And look, subscribe to our Off the Bench and OTBOT channels, like, share it, all that good stuff. Right now, let's welcome in Brody Miller, Indiana alum, Pennsylvania native, or Jersey native. I knew that, but Philadelphia sports fan. Brody, what's up, dude? What's going on?
Not too much, man. It's a slow signing day, so I can't complain.
So we talked about how, yeah, right. I mean, I guess we didn't even mention that. We talked about it yesterday with Shay. The only name that LSU fans are watching is Brian Thomas Jr. And we don't have any news on that front, do we?
No. I mean, as of now, it seems like he's not planning on signing. So, yeah, it seems like LSU is going to land its 2 commitments and then kind of just go into. We'll see what happens with Thomas, of course, in the coming days and weeks, and then
Wait, he's not
hopefully
planning on signing at all?
As of now, he is not signing today.
What?
And Shea Dixon was the first to report that.
What does that mean? Can you do that? Like, is that? Huh.
Well, I think the way it usually works is today is just like the beginning of the signing period, but there is a little bit of a stretch where you can sign.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, wow, the one bit of news that people were kind of waiting for, not even going to be there. Okay, Brody, look, I want to talk press conferences. Obviously, we did this yesterday for an hour. If you really want to go in depth with the Hold That podcast, go ahead and check that out. It's brought to you by The Athletic. It's hard to lose a press conference. Now, Adam Gase and your new guy, Nick Sirianni, would maybe fight against that. But they say it's hard to lose a press conference, right? Well, in my opinion, Durante Jones, though, it's not just that he passed the test, like he won that press conference yesterday. I felt that you got the presence that Coach O and these others that kind of reference you. You got some insight into the sort of teacher, the communicator that Durante Jones is. What was your biggest takeaway from the all too short 12 minutes that we got to spend with the new DC?
Yeah, I think the key is that, of course, it's not really about winning a press conference, like you said. And once the way with LSU's DC search is gone, it definitely shouldn't have been about that. But the way it mattered yesterday and with the Jake Peetz press conference, too, is that they're showing their skills in the things that you hired them for to some extent. For example, like you used the word presence, and that was the kind of cliche buzzword used throughout this entire hiring process by people in the LSU building, that like they were looking for a certain presence, somebody who could connect with the guys, who could demand their respect, guys who really just kind of were more engaged in things like that. And I think so far from what we've seen from both Jones and Peetz, they thrive in that area. I mean, they're very charismatic guys who have very well thought out plans, who think very strongly about things like communication and teaching and all that. So I think the win isn't just like, hey, he was charismatic in a press conference, is that he kind of showed the checked boxes you were looking for. And I think that's the promising thing there, because Jones seemed like somebody who said all the things you want to hear. And of course, a lot of coaches say the things you want to hear, but he talked about players first, scheme second, in terms of building around your talent, not being stuck to a scheme, because he's a guy who can coach multiple schemes. He talked about over communication was a big word for him, and that was obviously one of the biggest bugaboos of the 2020 season. So yeah, he definitely won that press conference if you're going to judge it that way.
And Brody, something that I think will be critical to his success or failure here at LSU is going to be something that LSU failed miserably in last year, and that is teaching. That is communicating responsibility. And I think that you have some fascinating insight into kind of his past and some of the parameters and, challenges that have been placed upon him by coaches. Like okay, just explain what you explained yesterday and why you believe that Durante Jones, or what his track record shows, that he is a very good teacher.
Yeah, I think there are a few things. I mean, I'd start with the fact that I talked to Marvin Lewis about him, and of course, Marvin Lewis is one of the better teachers and coaches of the last few decades, and he talked about how, when he goes to hire a coach, the number one thing he asks them to do or looks for in them is, like, basically to show that you can teach me like I'm a rookie or a freshman, and like show how you would do it in your plan. And Marvin Lewis said that was the main thing that blew him away in that interview. And he didn't even know much about Durante Jones at the time, but he was blown away because he really had a plan for how to teach things, for how to go about things, how to communicate. And that's something that, Vikings veteran Harrison Smith talked about a few months ago to reporters, that, Jones inherited an extremely young, inexperienced, injured cornerback group, and Harrison Smith gave him credit for the fact that he was so good at knowing how to communicate things, knowing when to give information, when not to give information, not to overload, but all those things. And I think what's interesting is that his past is probably a really big part of that. He's not, for lack of a better, Andre Carter, for example, went from the NFL to coach at the NFL. Dante Jones was an HBCU grad who was coaching at, Louisiana high school and Nichols State and Bowie State, another HBCU Division II school, and you just kind of had, he learned how to coach at the lower, levels, and learned how to coach from the dirt up. And I think that's a really important skill to learn, to be able to coach at the minor granular level and then work your way up to, your Hawaiis and your Wisconsins and the NFL. So I think he's a guy who his entire career shows you one of his best strengths is knowing how to teach and getting into teaching and thinking really long and hard about the best avenues to go about it. So I think that is something that we'll see what kind of DC he's like, but that's something that's definitely in his corner.
Yeah, and so you can rely on Durante Jones to teach you football. I will teach you that you need to go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge for all of your vehicular needs. They can find whatever answer you're looking for. Go to All-Star Toyota today. You get big value. And I want to talk about value, Brody, because I want to talk about the value of Jones's time at Bowie State. I feel like it's something that we just kind of gloss over a lot. And, of course, we talked about, as you point out on Twitter, he had the turnover chain kind of in a funny way, like almost a decade before the turnover chain was invented. But what do you think there's a bit more to his time at Bowie State when it comes to projecting to be in the DC here at LSU?
I don't want to go too far with that. Of course, I mean, it was 12 years ago, which is a completely different football world. And, yeah, I mean, it's a different level, all those things. But I think the thing that is promising about that 5 years is that it was 5 years. It wasn't just like, a guy who just like did one quick year as a DC at a small school and then went on to another one. It was he put the work in, put the time in, and built a year in, year out elite defense in his league. It was number one in the league by the time he left. And also there's a lot of, if you look into that, there's a lot of he, changed his scheme based on the talent. There's evidence of that. For example, they switched, they did some 4-3, and then at one point they had a really just stud outside linebacker. So, they kind of switched to more of a 3-4 to get more out of him off the edge. So I think that's a promising thing. And he liked to attack. So I think there's that. And then, you point out things like his he called it the game-changing chain, and like his chain that went out to the best defensive player every week. That's a little thing that, I don't know. I'm not saying he's the first person to ever do it, but was way ahead of the curve on that kind of thing. Turnover chain didn't come around till 2017.
Yep.
So I think the promising thing there is that he has put several years into his career of being the guy leading a room. You know what I mean? Like it's not. So I think that for Jake Peetz, for example, this is going to be his first time leading a room, but for Durante Jones, it isn't quite that, and I think that is a helpful thing.
Brody Miller at Brody A. Miller on Twitter, LSU beat writer for The Athletic. He does incredible work. Brody, it wasn't just Jones in front of the media yesterday. It was also Blake Baker, Andre Carter. Anything stand out from those other two guys to you? I mean, look, in my opinion, that was the bit more of kind of the run-of-the-mill point of the press conferences. Like, certainly didn't lose anything. Some things to be excited about. What did you think about the other two?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way to put it. I don't think I necessarily from those two had anything that jumped out. But I think one interesting tidbit, and something we talked about on the show yesterday, was just that, Blake Baker, he was, of these hires, the most I guess for lack of a better term, exciting in terms of you're getting a Miami DC to be your linebacker coach, right? And then there were all these things about, is he getting a co-DC title and all these things? What's that overlap going to be like with Jones? And he, went out of his way to be like, hey, I am a sounding board for Durante Jones. I am a guy in his corner, but, I am not, he is the DC and I work under him. And I think that was an important thing to see. And also you even heard him talk about how he's already gone out to lunch with him a few times and those guys have a really good rapport. And I think something I took away from really I think we're 5 or 6 interviews in with this new staff, just kind of, we talked a lot about Young and being able to connect and all stuff like that. But I think there's also something, so you're going to see I think this staff, from what I've gathered so far, just gets along. You know what I mean? And that isn't always important. And I don't want to claim that is essential or anything like that. But you are seeing, Peetz and Mangus have a great relationship. I've heard Peetz and Jones have already kind of spent some time together and have a good relationship. And now you're seeing it with the defensive staff too. So that does carry over. So I do think there's something interesting there.
I agree. It's something that we've talked about a lot on this program, which is when you have that many new faces, it is a very high risk, high reward potential, right? Where it could blow up if these relationships sour, but you got so many guys that are getting that big opportunity. I mean, especially Jones Peetz leading the way that, maybe you get this kind of great, youthful, collaborative vibe around there. And Coach O said that on Tuesday. Said it's a different vibe around the building right now. All right, Brody, what are you watching today? Where can everybody find your work?
You can follow me at Brody A. Miller on Twitter and subscribe to The Athletic at theathletic.com/holdthatpodcast. You can get a really good deal. And yeah, I mean, I guess to be honest, I'm following the non-dramatic news of signing day, and I might have some soccer on in the background. Sounds like a fantastic day.
Okay, put a little footy on then. All right, Brody, you have a great day.
You too, man. Take care.
Again, theathletic.com/holdthatpodcast if you want to sign up deal for The Athletic, which I think is very worth it, in my opinion. And listen to the pod, rate and review, and all that other stupid stuff. All right, close out hour number 2 when we get back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Let's go to Go Roof. For all your roofing needs, Go is spelled G-E-A-U-X. I mean, come on. There you go. The locals, right? The locals, the pros at Go Roof. That's who you want to work with for all your roofing needs. They're going to give you a free professional estimate, okay? So it doesn't cost anything for them to come out there and look at your situation. You get that free professional estimate, then you make a fully informed decision about what to do next. They come out there, they fix your roof, everybody's licensed, bond, insured. So, but it's not just that, right? That's a bit of trust there. But how's this for trust? How's this for standing by the quality of your work? Go Roof offers a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty, not concurrent, on top of it. Manufacturer warranty runs out. Go Roof's 2-year workmanship guarantee kicks in. So what are you waiting for? GEX 927-8300 at GEAUXroof.com. A beautiful new roof every single time roof's up.
Tune in Sunday for live play-by-play of Super Bowl 55 when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers face the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. Coverage starts at 1 and kickoff is at 5:30. Your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 55 is 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Yo, join us for a Wednesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Hanny presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. It's National Signing Day. We'll keep you up to date with how the Tigers did finishing out their 2021 class. Join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
I got you, Musa. If they had that, there'd be a lot more people getting that surgery, a lot more men getting that surgery, if that was possible. Welcome back to Off the Bench. Looks like we might have stumbled onto something here for a new Friday tier list. Look, I think this Friday, I think we're going to do 90s cartoons. Okay, we started to put together this list last week in the chat when we were at OTB de Casa edition, but like, here's what's on the list so far. Dexter's Lab, Rugrats, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Cat Dog, Cow and Chicken, Doug, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Rocket Power, Recess, Real Monsters, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Ren and Stimpy, Hey Arnold, Rocco's Modern Life, Angry Beavers, Invaders, X-Men Animated Series, Captain Planet, Animaniacs, Bobby's World, Gargoyles, SWAT Cats. Remember SWAT Cats? Darkwing Duck, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Max, Justice League, Kim Possible, Freakazoid, Powerpuff Girls, The Tick, Batman the Animated Series, I Am Chicken, and Beast Wars. A lot. Good cartoons.
So we're already going to have to, cut that list down.
Or not. Or we just make it massive.
It won't fit on the tier list.
And we make Danny do all of the work like we do for everything visual around here.
It won't fit on the tier list.
But also, though, nostalgic video game tier list for a bit later. There's been some NBA Street versus NFL Street talk going on in the chat. Do y'all have a dog in the fight?
NBA Street. It's NBA Street.
I think it is. But I don't think the gap is super wide. But I do think it is. Street lends itself to NBA Street, to the basketball better. Even though I have this very, you have some memories that stand out more vividly than others in life. I don't know why. I have the most vivid memory ever. On NFL Street, I was obsessed with the Miami Dolphins because of Ricky Williams. And they had one move where the running back literally dribbles the ball 3 times from the ground and goes double behind the backs and then pulls a spin move. And it just like, it's burned into my brain, into my retinas. So there's an absurdity to NFL that's fun. But I mean, dude, pulling the slip and slide on NBA Street. And then who was the Yao Ming stand-in who had the horrible form jump shot on the first NBA Street? Oh, what was his name? Either way, okay, now we got like Metal Gear up in here, Spyro, all of these great video games that we can get into later this week. What about Dragon Ball? I guess Dragon Ball would be a 90s cartoon, but if we open the floodgates to anime, I feel like that's almost a different list. Would be an anime.
That would be a list that I would have zero input on.
Yeah, Muso. Have you ever watched an anime?
Yes.
Which one?
I don't remember the name of it. It was for a Japanese history class that I was basically forced into taking at LSU one year. It was terrible. I did not enjoy it at all.
None of it?
I did not enjoy any of it.
So you've never seen Dragon Ball Z?
I've seen Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Wasn't a huge Dragon Ball kid, but watched it a couple times.
I mean, you ever seen somebody throw a Kamehameha out there? Bruh.
I mean, maybe.
You see that blast coming out of them hands? How do you not get excited? That's Durante Jones level of excitement with a good Kamehameha. There's a reason why DeMario Davis, every time he makes a big play, throws out a Kamehameha. Well, now he went to the Ginyu Force pose, which is also a DBZ thing. But, the last couple of years, you'd always see him load up and blah. And it's not a Hadouken. It could be Street Fighter, but I don't believe it is. I think it's a Kamehameha or a Kamehameha. I say Kamehameha. Some say Kamehameha. What are you going to do? Tomato. It's a debate as old as time itself. All right, coming up next hour, we got a ton to get to. We still got to talk about our favorite Olympic events. We got Joe Barksdale coming on to talk Star Wars and booking a gig for the Super Bowl. Derek Carr entering the mix, boys. Go to Donaldson Glass and Body for all of your vehicular needs. Speaking of cars, Not their cars, but your cars. You bring them into DG&B, tires, wheels, glass, brakes, collision repair. They got you, man. Remember, they will tow you from the accident site, fix your vehicle, and then drop it back off to your home. The towing in that, completely free. The police cannot tell you who gets a tow. The insurance companies cannot tell you where to go. You want to go to DG&B, and you want to stick around for OTB OT.
Off the bench.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday, February the 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 63. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up today on OTBOT, Joe Barksdale stopping by at 9:30 a.m. Follow the show today on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch live at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Interact inside the Bayou 4 chat. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Oh, hey, sorry. You caught me reading in a book. Not to brag. Bobby Fischer teaches chess. Thankfully, it's not titled Bobby Fischer teaches conspiracy, anti-Semitism, and anti-Americanism. This came out before he lost his mind. Pretty damn good. Found it at B&N yesterday. Which, by the way, I kind of love the modern evolution of Barnes & Noble a bit here. Bookstores are starting to go by the wayside more and more. And in a world where Toys R Us no longer exists, like there is a toy market to be exploited. Though again, shout out Victoria's Toy Store. Beautiful, old school, wonderful, locally owned toy store here in Baton Rouge that I love going to. But, like I said, there is no Toys R Us to walk into anymore. Yeah, when's the last time y'all been in Barnes & Noble? Danny, Musso, scum of the generation. Y'all are probably the reason why it's dying.
College.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Do I look like I'm kidding you?
Musso. What?
Yeah, what?
That's just sad.
Okay.
Danny?
High school for me.
Oh.
Oh, see, there you go. Be proud of me, T-Bob.
Never mind, dude.
I had to buy my textbook somehow.
Pathetic, dude. Never mind. Well, you're the reason why they have so many toys in there now. So I guess I should be thanking you a bit, because now you get the books and you bring your daughters there or your little kids, and there's toys, there's great board games, tchotchkes if you're into that sort of thing. If you're into pop caps, which I don't think I am. In fact, I know they're not. Pop cats are kind of taking over the world in a sick and terrible way. Or there's just an unlimited, like the amount of wasted plastic on pop caps is probably one of the key environmental problems that we're dealing with here in this 21st century. But still, I like what Barnes & Noble has evolved into. And it's become like a fun place to take the kids for a day. You get a little coffee, maybe you get a little cookie or something. You check out the books, you check out the toys. It's fun for the entire family. All right, coming up on this hour of OTBOT, I want to talk a little Olympics. We'll probably talk a little Derek Carr, as well as Derek Carr is starting to become one of the hot names in the coaching circuit. And we mentioned it a few weeks ago. It makes sense because John Gruden's kind of at the, the crap or get off the pot moment when you're talking about with Derek Carr right now into his 10-year tenure. The Raiders have gotten better, but maybe not as better as you would have hoped. When you look at the last couple of seasons, how they kind of collapsed late, meaning that Derek Carr could be up for grabs. Just give me your surface level takes, boys. Derek Carr to the Saints. How would you feel about it?
I'm good. I don't need that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know if the Saints are that interested in that. I mean,
remember Derek Carr made the Pro Bowl 3 years in a row.
Did. Yeah, he did. That's great. Jake Beats was there when he did that.
Exactly.
Sean Payton was on Good Morning Football this morning on the NFL Network and talked about that the Saints have significant interest in bringing Jameis Winston back. And, I mean, I think that's the way they go.
So Taysom Hill's just – well, maybe it's just because Taysom Hill's under contract, but it does feel like Taysom Hill's just kind of been shuttled to the side here. Like Sean Payton honored his promise to Taysom Hill that he would be the starter, he would get that opportunity, and then maybe it seems like Taysom Hill just left a bit too much to be desired. Held the mail saying he would be very angry, straight up, be very upset. Danny, you're our resident Maine Houdat. How would you feel about Derek Carr?
Yeah, not a fan. I would not like that move as the quarterback.
Y'all ever watch him on Mic'd Up?
Yeah.
He's got a little more personality than I ever would have guessed.
Yeah.
For sure. I could see wanting to play with Derek Carr, but I don't know. I mean, look.
Derek Carr is not bad. He's not a bad
He's not bad at all.
He's
good.
Quarterback.
I just imagine, like, okay, so then take him and sprinkle him with a little bit of that Sean Payton magic dust.
I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. He's just somewhere there in the middle. He's an average NFL quarterback who can win you games and occasionally get you to make lead your team to the playoffs, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I guess if I wanted to argue against the case for Derek Carr, even with Matt Stafford, we were exploring the question of, okay, does the price of Stafford justify what the upgrade would be from Winston to Stafford? And that was a close conversation. Now, I think the Rams' price ended up being so high that a lot of people might say, no, I don't think I was willing to do that. But again, the price of Carr, because of this quarterback market, could get juiced up to where, I don't think there's really a huge discernible difference between Carr and Winston, I guess. And now that we're just talking about it out loud, and so anything you have to pay becomes that much more impactful. So maybe you end up shying away from that. Okay, how about this? Bo Wilson, people said the same thing about Drew before he came to NOLA. Right? He's in San Diego. He's not any good. Phillip Rivers is better. He's hurt. You got to get rid of this cat. Emil saying Derek Carr's never winning a Super Bowl. Like Bo says, people said that about Drew, and look what happened.
Is that the exception or the rule? We don't know because we've really only seen Drew.
Unfortunately, no, it is the exception, right? Because he is quite literally the greatest free agent signing in NFL history, Drew Brees. So I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that you're going to be able to look and try to replicate that success once again. So the quarterback market will continue to be interesting.
If you try to replicate Drew Brees and the success that he had in New Orleans, setting multiple NFL records, winning a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP, you're going to fail more times than not trying to recreate that success.
Yeah, you'll probably fail every time.
I mean, you never know. I mean, do you hit on the next great one in the draft one year, and then you can recreate some of that success? I mean,
what if the Saints?
I don't want to say
Mac
you're going to fail every time.
What if the Saints drafted Mac Jones?
We've talked about Mac Jones, and none of us know what to make of Mac Jones because he's always thrown to a receiver who's been open by 10 yards.
Yeah.
And he's had an offensive line that wouldn't allow anybody to touch him.
Yeah.
And he's had a running game that,
we're Mac Jones haters.
I know, it's not that.
I am.
I don't know.
No, it is good. It's what you're saying. It's the Alabama, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts conundrum.
I think you're seeing a little bit of that with Tua right now.
Absolutely, you're seeing that with Tua right now.
I think some of it might still be Tua coming back from the injury as well. I want to see him fully healthy for a full season.
I hope so. But remember why Tua also, though, this is what you got to think, though. Remember why Tua was so impactful on the college level? It's because you had never seen those numbers or that style of offense out of Alabama. Like, you were getting there with Blake Sims and everything. But look, again, at Alabama, Blake Sims threw for like almost 4,000 yards. Like, Blake Sims had an incredible season. He did, dude. His numbers are crazy.
I'm not going to put Blake Sims in the same category with Tua. I mean, Tua did a lot of other things a lot better than Blake Sims.
No, but here's my point, is that if we're talking about the whole being greater than the sum of its parts conundrum, yes, the fact that Blake Sims could go to those heights, well, then now with that, combined with what we saw Mac Jones go on to do post-Tua, is it a situation where maybe Tua became a bit overvalued? I don't know. I hope not. Look, and to be clear, sure, he didn't light the league on fire last year. Tua didn't, but like, I don't. That's not the basis of these takes. He's a rookie thrust into the fire.
Coming off a gruesome injury.
A gruesome injury. Like, guys are going to develop a different rate. So I'm not saying that even because of his professional play. I just think in a vacuum, if we had never seen Tua on the NFL level even last year, these questions would be valid because of Mac Jones's success. And combined with guys like Blake Sims' success.
Yeah, I mean, they're valid for a lot of Alabama players' success.
Devin Steve, you got to trust Winston, likely to draft Trask. Okay. I wonder how this quarterback market's going to shape out come draft time. Do you think Kyle Trask is a first-rounder? If you were the Saints, would you be willing to spend a first-round pick on Kyle Trask? Oof. I don't know.
I mean, do they really take do they take first round? Do they take a quarterback in the first round? Or do they look to address some? I mean, we got to see what's going to happen with
just from a year in and year out standpoint, like a baseline rule. If you are picking late in the first round, I hate taking a quarterback because that almost assuredly means that you are overreaching. because that is a position that always has people running on it, right? That always has the top couple taken quicker than they should because they go fast. And so it's a marketplace where there's always more demand than there is supply. Econ guy, not to brag. And so because of that, you're not going to get the value and you're going to be overreaching if you go first round. So
would you rather do it late in the first round or say in the third round?
That's what I'm saying. I would actually rather go in the third. I would rather first round try to maximize talent. Because, think about end of the first round, that's where you got Ryan Ramchick. That's where you got Stephon Anthony.
Yeah.
Just kidding. See, I knew if I said a name that we were in a good rhythm there. But yeah, like you can still find value at other position groups. It's hard to find value at quarterback late in that first round.
Well, you got to see where the Saints, once they get through the cap and reshape the roster before the draft, their needs will become more apparent, and they might have to go somewhere else.
Okay, look, Chad says they know better than me on quarterbacks and value in the draft. And they probably do. I'm not saying that like I know better. They're saying Trask is a third-round QB. I would absolutely take Trask with one of those third-round compensatory picks that the Saints are supposed to get. Like, absolutely. That makes a ton of sense to me. Why would you not kick those tires if you can get him in the third round and just see what happens? I'm not saying that he's going to be the answer at all, but, like, if you took that chance on who was it? Not Ryan Griffin. Who's old boy from Colorado?
Oh,
Garrett Grayson?
Garrett Grayson. Yeah, if you took that on Garrett Grayson, I'm down to take that chance on the guy who put up much better numbers in the SEC in a much tougher conference. Though, again, all of this will come down to what Sean Payton thinks, right? Sean Payton, he knows what he wants in a quarterback. Not that he hits every time. But remember, these Saints were going to pick Pat Mahomes had the Chiefs not traded up ahead of them, and that's because Sean Payton was blown away by what Pat Mahomes did. And not everybody was. Everybody says they were in hindsight. But why did he fall to, 10? That he ended up getting selected at? Maybe 11? Like right now, I don't care if you have your franchise quarterback, you would take Pat Mahomes no matter who your quarterback is if you had the opportunity.
Of course.
And so not everybody did evaluate him correctly. Sean Payton did. We'll see where he goes with quarterbacks this year. Survive 623. This is probably it for all the talk we're doing this offseason. Give me Jameis, and we can still run the Taysom package. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think they might draft a quarterback, but I think that's what you're looking. You're looking at Jameis Winston, most likely be the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, unless he gets a better offer somewhere else. But I'm
drafting, and then I get where you're saying, and then draft Sam Ehlinger.
Okay, no, you're not. Good Lord, please, no. No.
He was really good 2 years ago.
No, stop.
Okay, he
Stop.
was.
Sam Ehlinger is a very good college football player.
Yeah.
He's a very good college football player.
I hope he proves you wrong, just like Tim Tebow proved everybody wrong.
Tim Tebow did not prove everybody
Tim
wrong.
Tebow won a playoff game. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Not even my old man, the Cannon, who I love dearly, he didn't win a playoff game. Tebow did.
I think if we went through the list of quarterbacks who've won a playoff game, that might be a little detrimental to your argument.
Shout out Elvis Gerbach. Okay, y'all, let's go to break. When we get back, let's go ahead and break down. Give me your quarterback takes. I want to keep you those. Any more nostalgic video games you have, go ahead and give me those. And I want to give you some fun Olympic facts that I discovered when I started to get hyped about the Summer Olympics last night here on OTBOT.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 1045ESPN.com, the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. It's National Signing Day. We'll tell you how the Tigers did, and former Tiger Anthony Renato in studio with us. Join us Wednesday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. OT. Ton of fun hanging out here. T-Bob, Musso, and Danny hanging out with you. Texting Joe. Hey, we'll call you in 10 minutes. The nostalgic video game list is starting to take shape. We've GoldenEye 007, Twisted Metal 2, NBA Street, NFL Street, WCW, NWO Revenge, Kobe Bryant's NBA Courtside, Mario Kart 64, Rogue Squadron 64, Halo, Star Fox 64, Metroid, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat. Look, I don't want to put any hard parameters on this nostalgic video game conversation. Whatever is nostalgic to you, put in the chat, and we can get to it. All right, so I mentioned it earlier this show, but the Summer Olympics. I completely forgot that we were supposed to have the 2020 Summer Olympics, right? Lost in the pandemic shuffle. Tokyo has now said that no matter what, it will take place this summer. And it makes sense. Put a lot of money into winning these bids. You'll want to make it happen. These athletes work their entire life. You'll want to give them the opportunity for eternal glory. And so I'm excited, right? And I started to look, and I was like, man, what are my favorite 5 Summer Olympic sports, and I Googled the whole list, and this did one of two things. It helped me crystallize what my favorite 5 were. It also brought up some really random Summer Olympic events that I did not realize you could win gold medals in. Boys, off the bat, do you have anything from the Summer Olympics that you look forward to especially?
Swimming.
I was about to say the swimming's really good.
Okay, so I almost put swimming on my list. It's chalky. I avoided it. I kind of put gymnastics as the chalk instead. Here's the deal with swimming. Will you care about swimming without Michael Phelps?
Yes.
It was crazy watching him chase Spitz's record and win that one relay by like a 1/10 of a second to win the record. Like, that was all insane. Michael Phelps literally becomes the greatest Olympian of all time. I don't know that I care about swimming without him in it.
I mean, there will be another star. You do realize that, right?
Yeah, there'll be another star, but will it have everything on the line that Phelps had on the line?
No, because like you just said, he's the greatest Olympian of all time.
Literally of all time.
Yes,
It's crazy.
So of course not. But you can still have stars to root for, and it'll still make it compelling and entertaining storylines around the event. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
I mean, anything with a race is fun when you get to the Olympics as well.
And America's really good at it. So,
yep. Shout out Ryan Lochte.
Go USA.
Swimming jumps out. To me, I'm excited for pole vault this year.
Okay.
People kind of bringing you in. A little Mondo Duplantis in the Olympics. Okay, I'm into that. Louisiana being represented, even if he is flying high for his mother's country. Who's he jump for? Switzerland?
Or Sweden. Sweet.
Freaking neutral bastard.
Sweden.
I honestly don't know the difference between Sweden and Switzerland,
Okay.
so it's not that big of a deal to me. Ping pong. Who doesn't love Olympic ping pong?
I don't think I've ever watched Olympic ping pong.
What?
Yep.
Have you ever seen Forrest Gump?
I have. That doesn't count.
That seems great.
Yeah, Olympic ping pong's a key part of Forrest Gump.
Yes, but that doesn't count as watching actual Olympic ping pong.
Well, if you've ever watched actual professional world-class ping pong, like, there is no way that you can come out and not be amazed. I mean, the spin, the returns, the technique, it is some of the, because it's something that you've done. Like, I don't know what it feels like to pole vault. I don't really know what it feels like to swim a butterfly for 100 meters. I know what it feels like to play ping pong. And so I can relate there. I challenge anyone to watch and not be amazed. Ping pong's on my list. Gymnastics, like I said.
Quality.
That's where the big dogs come to play. Obviously, the U.S. women's team's incredible, but it goes beyond
USA.
just USA. It's just like, and I think LSU fans get this more than anybody because LSU fans have a great little gymnastics culture here, but there's no better feeling than knowing you need to hit someone to get like a 9.5 or something, and then you go into that routine, you're sitting on the edge. See, and my favorite part is, do y'all ever have this experience where you're watching a sport that at the beginning of the day or the beginning of the Olympics you know nothing about, and then by the end you're like, oh man, that wobble. I mean, that wobble, that's a 10th right there. That's definitely going to end up affecting them really negatively, and you're trying to act like you know what the hell you're talking about by the end. I definitely experienced that. I love gymnastics. The one, though, that I have not been into that has way more depth, and I'm going to actively seek out this Summer Olympics. Do you ever watch indoor cycling on the track? So it's pretty sweet. It looks like roller derby.
Yeah.
It's like inclined. The bikes go super, super fast. But I didn't realize this. There's a bunch of different variations on the indoor cycling that you can win, a bunch of different events. Like, there's great stuff where, like, the two guys start at opposite ends and they see who can record the fastest time. But there is nothing better than this. So battle royales are huge in video games, right? Like, people love Fortnite, Warzone. I like Spellbreak a little bit. I don't know. I don't love battle royales, but they're the new hot thing. What do? Everybody jumps down on the island. You play till there's one winner left, and they win. Well, how about this? Did you realize there is basically an Olympic indoor bike battle royale? Tell me this doesn't sound badass. 24 cyclists start the race. Every 2 laps, whoever is in last place is eliminated until you get down to one winner. So you start with this incredibly crowded field, 24 bikers, a lot of bumping, a lot of grinding, and then who's ever in last after 2 laps has to just leave the track. There's like something wonderfully old school about that. So, hell yeah, give me cycling. Now,
That actually does sound pretty cool.
I mean, that does sound pretty cool,
that actually
dude.
does sound pretty cool.
Right? Like, it's not time-based. It's just like straight up beat the guy next to you. Like, imagine when you're down to 4 riders and there's an Olympic medal on the line and look, bottom line, you just can't be last, son. It's all you got to do, dude. Just don't be last for these 2 laps. I think that's pretty freaking sweet. So those are kind of the best.
Oh, I wanted to say that I enjoy
Okay.
the 100 meters and 200 meters in track and field.
That's fair. And that kind of gives you the biking thing. Racing is cool, and there's something about human beings running fast that is very ancient.
Very awesome.
And very sweet.
And the hurdles. The hurdles are fun as well.
Hurdles are just crazy because
it's impressive as hell.
Their bodies are kind of like how Alvin Kamara runs. It's like a steady cam. Like the upper body just stays so on that even plane while the legs do all the work. Danny, what about you? Did you have another sport that you wanted to get in there?
An underrated one I like is men's volleyball indoor.
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 Okay.
The way it's so impressive, how the sets are, everything about it is just
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I do agree with you. How you dig out those spikes when they're hurtling in at what looks like 1,000,000 miles an hour is, I agree.
So fast.
It is kind of unbelievable. So, that's a good point. Bilbo T. Baggins says Sha'Carri Richardson should make the 100-meter final. Is that true? Is that how well she's done in her professional career? She was a beast here at LSU. She gave us one of the best pictures ever.
She did.
I mean,
that picture was awesome.
The best sports
those
pictures of the last
announcers
few
were
years.
so salty about it too.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
They
What's
were
his name
so
was so.
salty.
Oh no, I don't like that.
You
I don't
can't be
like
talking like that on the track.
I don't like that at all.
It's like, hey man, you beat the opposition as bad as she just did. Talk all you want.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that'll be fun to watch. A lot of y'all probably belong in horny jail. A lot of beach volleyball going on here, which it is good.
Sport.
It is actually really good.
It's good sport.
And again, America's really good at it.
They are.
So how about this though? Here's some random events from the Olympics you may not realize. You know that breakdancing, like I said earlier, you can get a gold medal in breakdancing. And I don't know about y'all. Do you ever get tired of seeing someone do head spins or do that thing where you spin on your hands with your legs? You know, Eddie from Tekken used to do it in his capoeira style. I never get sick of seeing that. So I'm pretty excited for that. Have you ever heard of equestrian dressage?
I mean, I assume it has something to do with horses and jumping barrels and things like that.
It does. It's actually kind of interesting. It has its roots in ancient Greece. And the idea was on the battlefield, you need to be in complete control of your horse. So what equestrian dressage is, I don't know if I'm saying that right, maybe it's dressage, but basically you get your horse to do all these kind of fancy footwork and techniques and tricks, and it's just you completely commanding that horse, and the judges judge it, and it's so kind of stupid but wonderful all at the same time. It even ends with a freestyle round. And then what about this? Finally, the modern pentathlon. You ever heard of the modern pentathlon? It's basically a super soldier competition. First, you start with fencing. So you have to prove that you're a badass swordsman. Then you just got to swim. Freestyle 300-meter swim. Are you a badass swimmer? Then you got to hop on a horse and do show jumping. Because why not? Because you're a super soldier. You got to be able to handle all the elements. And then finally, you do the laser run, which is a combination of long-distance running and shooting. So you have to run four 800-meter laps in total. In between each of the four, you have to pick up a pistol and hit 5 targets.
What's the point of any of that?
Oh, that's because you're a badass super soldier, dude. You can do it all. You can sword fight. You can ride horses. You can shoot guns. You can run long distance, swim long distances.
It's like the one in the Winter Olympics where they cross-country ski and then shoot things at the same time. I don't understand.
Which I'm sure there's military background there too, but also from a functional, if you live in those snowy areas, I'm sure there's a functional hunting kind of background of that too, right? Because you got to cross-country ski everywhere, and then you got to get out and bag that moose. And then, I don't know, maybe you have a sled dog, bring it back or something. I don't know. I never lived there. But yeah, man. They didn't drop wrestling.
Fairbanks, Alaska, or the Yukon Territory, T-Bob. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Winter Olympics. That's what we're talking about. No, the pentathlon, though. How about it? Running, riding, shooting, swimming. It's got it all. I'm so hyped for the Olympics. All right, when we get back, I'm also hyped to talk to my guy, Joe Barksdale. No football talk, all about music and Star Wars, coming up next here on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT. Off the Bench, hanging with Esther and Hanny, after further review and more, are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
$14,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford Expedition XLT. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Tune into a Wednesday edition of Jimmy Yacht's Game Time, live from City Slice, Pints and Pizza. We preview LSU versus Alabama in basketball and look at some more prop bets for the Super Bowl. Join us at 6 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTBOT. T-Bob Musso and Danny hanging out with you today. Right now on the JimsFirearms.net hotline, it's my pleasure to be joined by one of my favorite teammates ever. I know I introduce him like this every time, but the man who made sure that I got Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows on the night that it came out through sheer physical intimidation. A very multi-layered man, an athlete, an artist, the strongest human being I've ever seen in real life with my eyes, longtime NFL vet, the legend. I could only be talking about Joe Barksdale. Joe, what's up, bro?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now. I need you to do my bio for my website.
Yep.
That
Yep.
got me excited, and
Yep.
I'm me.
You like that?
know. No.
I talked about it
I
earlier
like that
today,
a lot.
dude. I talked about it earlier today. I once watched you squat 705 pounds, and it wasn't even that was your max. Moffitt just stopped you because, like, at what point is it just absurd? Like, there's just no point in going higher than 705 pounds.
I need to get that tape. No one believes me anymore.
Yeah, man. And I'll never forget the 475 split jerk. So, yes, like I said, the strong. So that's a setup for this, though, right? So people are like, oh, great, we're going to talk football and stuff here. No, we're not going to talk any football. Because, like I said, Joe.
We're going to talk a little football.
Well, look, here's the deal. You, though, well, I guess we will, right? Because it says to have a Super Bowl tie-in. But you are a modern Renaissance man, not content to be a longtime NFL player and, a very successful one at that, not content to be the strongest person, one of the strongest people in America. You have now transitioned into being a musical artist, and a very good one at that. I listen to your music personally all the time. You can find it on Spotify. You can push wherever you want to push people to get to listen. But the point being, you have now parlayed that, and you have a Super Bowl gig. You're gonna be playing music for Super Bowl week. Give us the details on how this all came about and exactly what's going on this week with the big game and you getting to work it.
Football just doesn't want to let me go. You walk away from the game and they call you like, hey, why don't you come play music for us? No, I'm just playing. But it's an NFLPA Players Athlete Foundation gig, the Smocks and Jocks event. I've pretty much been watching it from afar since I've been in the NFL, with the artist relation. But pretty much, I know there'll be a silent auction that goes, I think, over 3 days, but the actual event is February 6th, the Saturday before the Super Bowl. It's going to be virtual this year because of COVID. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to playing in the Super Bowl city next year after all this is behind us. But, yeah, it'll be February 6th. The information is on the NFLPA's website. Of course, I'll be pubbing it on my socials and all that kind of stuff, too. And I'm excited.
And it's really cool, man, because like I said, I've been listening to your music now, I feel like for a couple of years and kind of watching it evolve from afar. But what I don't have a lot of insight to, what is your experience in playing live like that? And then I think I saw you tweeting about doing stand-up, which if you're randomly doing stand-up, that's horrifying and terrifying.
Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian now, too.
Yeah, wait, so where did that come from? Like, I guess if you can do stand-up, like surely nothing else can intimidate you on a stage.
That's true. I mean, people have been telling me since college, since high school, that I should look into it. Everyone thought that I would be funny. And I had a friend of mine recently who lost a dog of his who he's had for, I think, 10 plus years. And, I mean, you know how that is. And we were laughing within like 30 seconds of him being on the phone, so I decided I'd try it. So I did my first stand-up set Monday night. This past week.
Oh my God, dude, how'd it go? Did you ever have a
It went
palm
really
moment?
well,
Did you ever
actually.
did you have a sweaty palm moment?
No.
Wow.
I actually had jokes planned out and everything, but I ended up freestyling and it went great. I actually have a recording. I'll show it to you when we get off the phone.
Oh my God. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds crazy, dude. Okay, so on top. Okay, real quick before we get into. Because I do want to also pick your brain about Star Wars, and we'll get to your kind of nerd cred therein. But just one on football real quick. Like you said, so you're obviously now playing the Super Bowl. You've been out of the game for a couple of years. What is your relationship with football now, kind of when it's all said and done?
I look at my relationship with football like Dave Chappelle's relationship with Chappelle Show. I'm not going to sit here and say that football hasn't put me in a position to do what I want to do. But at the same time, I also walked away from it for a reason.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And so that makes sense. And like you said, though, football just doesn't want to let you go. One thing that you have not walked away from is Star Wars, Joe. And
I've gotten closer.
So, okay, man. Well, I should have probably cleared this to you beforehand, but you have a very exciting Star Wars musical project.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Okay, coming up. It's going to be on May the 4th. It'll be released. I've gotten to listen to it. We will be on the lookout for that. We'll help promote it when it comes out. But as a way of establishing your nerd credibility here, Joe, How many lightsabers do you own?
About 34.
34.
About
boys.
34.
34
I actually have
sabers.
2 more coming in the mail right now.
I
They just
saw you
released
tweeting the other day. You have a sickness. What is this site that you keep getting them from?
different places, because a bunch of different people make custom lightsabers, but the main places I get mine from are Saber Forge and Vader's Vault. And of course, since COVID's still shutting me down to go to Disney, I get the new ones that come out in Disney from eBay.
Damn, dude.
Like there's these new Ahsoka Tano lightsabers that just came out, so they should be getting here sometime this week.
Based on the Mando Season 2 sabers?
Based on the, I already have those.
Oh, wow. Of course.
Based on the Clone Wars sabers.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, that's amazing. You go ahead and subscribe to Joe's YouTube page as well. Scott Dice just said that. He has gone and subscribed. So, Joe,
thanks, Scott.
with that in mind, okay, I got 3 movie questions here. Best original trilogy movie, and why?
Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
just
wow.
because I'm a big fan of closure.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we all know what ends up happening with Palpatine, and now it looks like there's maybe not as much closure as we thought, but that's fine. That's a different conversation. Okay, so Return of the Jedi, very against the grain answer there. Empire's chalk. I like New Hope because I'm kind of a fan of the first steps in the journey. Okay, best prequel trilogy movie.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I mean, I think that goes without saying. It's actually, in my opinion, the strongest finale to all 3 trilogies. I like it better than Rise of Skywalker. I like it better than Jedi. It is just, it's awesome, dude. You cannot beat that final lightsaber duel.
You think they'll ever release that extended cut?
Extended cut?
Yeah, you ever heard about that? Like, there's a petition online. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye signed it. I'll send you the link.
Wait, what? So what's going on? Like extended cut of what? The lightsaber fight specifically? Or there's like an extended Revenge of the Sith out there somewhere?
Yeah, an extended Revenge of the Sith. I heard it's like 3-4 hours long.
What? Oh
yeah, and they say it's like they say it like answers a bunch of questions. Obviously, it had to get cut down for time purposes in the movie theater, but from what I've heard, the people who have seen it say it's amazing.
That sounds amazing. Because like one of the things at the time that didn't land for everybody was Anakin's turn, right? Because like it feels a little sudden in that movie. Now with Filoni's work on Clone Wars, I think it gets really fleshed out and actually way more impactful. And it's one of those things where if you really sit down and think about it, his turn starts to make a lot more sense. But damn, okay, dude, now you've given me something that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been talking about that for years.
So best prequel, best original, best sequel movie trilogy. Or best sequel movie.
People are going to be mad at this one. I love this movie, but I hate the casino.
Yeah.
The whole.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
It's a great movie. The Canto Bight sojourn it's a misstep.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like the movie would not have changed at all for me if the Canto Bight thing wasn't in there at all.
Yeah.
Personally.
And unfortunately, like probably The Last Jedi's greatest sin, in my opinion, is they completely lose the thread on Finn. I mean, here you had former Stormtrooper, a guy with so much potential as a character, and it just kind of like they just didn't know what to do with him anymore, right?
I agree. Well, that's what happens when you start a trilogy with no plan.
Yeah. Okay, that is unfortunately sad but true. Joe, who is the best lightsaber duelist in the series? Who do you think is just straight up the best fighter? I have an answer here that I think, but who do you think?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say Palps.
I guess I hadn't even considered Palp. I never think of Palp as a duelist. I think of him more as a just an overwhelming force user. I know Mace Windu's up there.
I'll remove him. Yeah, Mace Windu's up there.
How do you feel about Obi-Wan? And look, I know that Obi-Wan lost a couple times to Dooku, okay? But let's look at the wins, right? Multiple wins over Maul, including the ultimate win. Has wins over Anakin, again, including the biggest win. I feel like for whatever reason, Dooku was just a bad matchup for Obi-Wan.
Is it a win if we can agree that both Maul and Anakin kind of in different ways underestimated him and just
Okay. Well, I'll accept that with Maul. I will accept that with Maul. I don't know I'll accept that with Maul and Phantom Menace. I don't know if I'll accept that with Maul later. I don't know that I'll accept that with Anakin.
I'm talking about Maul and Phantom Menace.
Yes, in Phantom Menace, he definitely underrated Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, Maul had the high ground, right? He thought it was over. And next thing you know, Kenobi pulls this crazy flip maneuver. But
Anakin did the same thing.
Exactly. The
only difference was like Maul didn't have the presence of mind to slice off Obi-Wan's limb.
Anakin, in my opinion, Anakin's though wasn't due to underrating Obi-Wan. It was overrating himself. Anakin's leap was based in hubris, right? Maul's high ground, he was thinking, I just killed Qui-Gon, I got this guy, no problem. So this is all my long-winded way of saying I think Obi-Wan is the greatest Jedi ever, potentially. It's definitely not Yoda. Yeah, absolutely.
Even after the Clone Wars?
I'm
not going to lie, I have personal beef with Obi-Wan, because if he had just listened to Anakin, his mom would still be alive. He wouldn't be Darth Vader now.
Yep. No, you're not wrong. So this is where I think that Obi-Wan becomes a very layered character, in that his commitment to the Jedi cause is admirable in how complete it was. Like if you look at what he sacrificed, right? Be it Satine or killing Anakin, like he gave up literally every piece of himself to the cause. But unfortunately, it was a bad cause in the end. The Jedi had gotten too political. They had lost their way completely, and it ended up burning them.
I was about to say every Jedi unknowingly gave up every piece of themselves to the cause because they got taken away from their family when they were so young.
Yeah, it's horrible. The Jedi got a lot of questions to answer. Who knows what's going to happen now that we're in a post-Mando Season 2 era? Who knows where it's all going to go?
You should have Kevin Cabral on this show. He's the one that did all the voices for the Star Wars project that's coming out May the 4th. Big Obi-Wan fan.
And he does incredible impressions. So with that, Joe, we do have to go. But when we get closer to May the 4th, we're going to need you back on here to tease it. Maybe give us a little sneak peek, something along those lines, something to give the audience a little taste to know that they want more.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, hell yeah. I love it. Joe Barksdale, the man, the myth, the legend, Renaissance man, does it all, musician. He'll be playing at the Super Bowl this weekend, and a man who owns over 30 lightsabers. Wow. Does it get any
And
better?
a stand-up comic. I make fun of myself in my spare time.
Yeah, exactly. And now you can just throw in stand-up comic to the mix as well, because what can't you do? All right, Joe, take it easy, bro.
Thanks, T-Bob.
All right, later, dude. Joe Barksdale, one of my favorite people to face the earth. We'll close out the show next here on OTB.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 1045ESPN.com, the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Yo, join us for a Wednesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Hanny presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. It's National Signing Day. We'll keep you up to date with how the Tigers did finishing out their 2021 class. Join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTB OT. T-Bob Musso and Danny wrapping up with you today. Man, what a journey today it's been. To a galaxy far, far away. Broke down the Summer Olympics. Dabbled in Derek Carr news, which is always interesting. We got hot and bothered over Durante Jones earlier in the show. We talked to Booger McFarland about a Super Bowl. It was a great day today. So, huge thank you to everyone for getting involved and for hanging out with us and all the support. And yeah, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's, like we said, dude, by the end of work Wednesday. Musa, you feeling this? It's almost Thursday, which is almost Friday, which means it's basically the weekend. So let's go. We're making it. Shout out to everyone going to work right now. Good luck making it through the rest of your day. That's why they call it Hump Day. Push through, my friends. You can do this. I'm trying to decide what I want to talk about. Oh, here's something that I'd written down that I'd never even gotten into. National Signing Day Part 2 today, right? That does beg the question, which, by the way, Savion Jones officially signed, Musa. He's locked in the bug. There you go. But it does beg the question. This is a sequel to Signing Day. What are the best sequels of all time? Okay. You got Empire Strikes Back on that list. I like Matrix Reloaded on that list. I like Toy Story 2 on that list. I like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2 on that list, though Far From Home is very good as well. I like Terminator 2. I like Godfather 2. I didn't always like Aliens because it's such a departure from Alien, but I do again. I rewatched it recently. I loved it. Alien's the best. But I think there is one that stands above the rest. Danny, what is the greatest sequel of all time?
Dark Knight.
I think that's it.
It's not even close.
I don't even know if it is particularly close either. I think Godfather 2 would maybe be close.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It really is. It really is. And it in every single way improves upon the original movie. Unfortunately for today's signing day, I don't know if you're going to be able to say it's the same. It seems like a pretty boring signing day. But so Kimo Makinole is not officially in yet, though. I mean, I'm sure he will be, but you just haven't got the facts yet. So keep an eye on that. See if anything changes the Brian Thomas Jr. situation. And keep it locked right here on 104.5 ESPN throughout the day. You'll have a wonderful day. Huge thank you to Matthew Musso and Danny Cardenas for making this show happen. And, we'll see you tomorrow for more sports and shenanigans here on Off the Bench. See you then.
OTB, OT.